Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome
everyone.
back to the Voices of Atlas. How is everybody? How are we doing today? We
yeah,
had a hoot and a half for the
How's
last
our
half
been?
hour.
How's your been, everyone?
Nick, how's your
Been.
been considering 2 days ago?
Well, first off,
Oh,
I
yeah.
I am Super Nikendra. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I'm doing great, even though I got like physically assaulted at work.
Battered.
Yeah. But my company's taking care of me, so I'm all good. And I have rediscovered my addiction to League of Legends. That's currently my life. And yeah, how's your been, everybody?
We're doing great. I am Laiba Hazara, also known as Mixed and Anxious on TikTok. We're doing good.
We're doing good. Doing
We're
good.
all-
Saw you
we're
turtles for a
doing
second
good.
time?
This is a surprisingly
did.
like exciting episode for me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's definitely exciting.
Yeah.
My bin's good. I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Mentally, maybe we'll get into that later. But
Oh my god.
yeah. If you don't know me, I'm Victoria at Victoria Organa everywhere. I'm also dressed to celebrate Taylor Swift later tonight. So
Heck yeah.
Fun.
Yes.
usually I don't look like that. I put in some effort, any effort for. This is the first podcast I put effort into.
Mhm.
My
I do love
appearance.
the beret.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it
There's a little
is-
carrot on it on the back.
Oh, that's cute.
It's really
it's fun.
cute.
Victoria's drip is on point today.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Def is.
Got that drip drip.
Oh yeah. And for everyone at home, I am the marvelous Johnny. That's marvelous with 2 L's, by the way, for all of you who know how to spell correctly.
Johnny, you have a fun fact for us today, don't you?
Should
Yep.
we reveal Johnny's fun
It's
fact
not
today?
a fun fact.
I think it's a
my
fun
life.
fact. I think it's pretty
Talking
fun.
about this
I
I
fun
don't
fact.
have a
fact.
bin. No, there's not a fun fact. It's just how tall I am. That's
It's a
nothing more to
grumpy
it.
fact.
Johnny, how tall are you? Johnny,
I'm
Johnny's 10 feet
6'3".
tall.
you're 6'3". This whole
What?
time, I thought me and Johnny were like relatively like the same height.
This is what I was mentally recovering from.
Oh.
According to these guys, I'm the height of a celestial, and I'm taller than Stark Tower.
Yeah, Tyler's in our
Yes.
chat right now. And he's like, Cap, and I am with him. I will not believe it.
I will put a video out tomorrow morning showing how tall I am. Okay.
Yeah. God.
Voices of Atlas out of context. It'll
Yeah.
just be Stark Tower.
You're really tall.
Oh my god.
Man.
It's like the little Drake. What was it? The Views album where he's sitting on top of the CN Tower, but like that's us beside Johnny.
Oh, man.
It's Johnny holding Stark Tower.
Have you guys seen that picture of Shang-Chi fighting a giant dragon in the comics? That's me.
The dragon.
He
Yes,
is the
that is me.
dragon. He's
The
the
artist
dragon.
just drew me in as Shang-Chi for a moment.
Oh man, that is wild.
All right. Also a reminder, this podcast, our entire podcast is going to be, is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube if you want to watch the video form because we are so lovely to look at. We also have a Discord, by the way.
Oh yeah.
We have a
we do that.
Discord. Link is down there.
Come join
Come and
the
chat
bio.
with us.
Yeah.
Come talk
Chat
to
with
us and make
us.
fun of how
We
tall
can
I
talk.
am, I
Yeah,
guess.
we can talk about how tall Johnny is, and
Yeah.
that's something we can all relate to. You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
it's common
I'm not
ground.
that tall. I'm not that tall.
Yeah. Hey, Danielle's in the chat. Hi, Danielle.
Hi,
Hey, happy
Danielle.
birthday, Danielle!
Happy birthday! Hey.
Happy birthday to Danielle Silverstone!
Yeah. Shout outs.
Cheers.
Fantastic.
Cheers,
Hey,
mate.
cheers.
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 Hey.
Danielle.
Hey, Danielle, did you know Johnny's 5? Did you know Johnny's 6'3"?
500
Now you're undermining my height, Nick.
No, it's I don't think Danielle's aware of this information, and she needs to be fully aware of it. It's wild.
I've told Danielle that I'm 6'3" before.
Oh, then well, hey, well, we're now all part of the same club.
Danielle also called Cap though.
Yeah, it's
I was gonna say, Danielle, why didn't you tell us?
Danielle said that I have short person energy, so
yeah.
Where's some energy?
So, all right, that's our news. That's the whole
Do you have
podcast.
any energy?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
If you're wondering what
That's it.
Atlas stood for in the title, it was referring to Johnny. We
Am I
are the
one pulling
voices.
up the world.
We are the voices that crowd Johnny's mind. That's what this podcast is truly about.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All
All right. All right. No,
Laiba,
no.
what
Okay.
is our episode on today?
Today's episode is about the Eternals.
Ooh, the Eternals.
Movie came out last week.
Seen it
We're gonna
twice.
talk about it. We're gonna agree that Druig is definitely one of the best Eternals.
No, we're not.
Listen, who's hosting today?
Spoilers!
Me. And of course, the biggest spoiler warning for this episode. If you have not seen the movie, pause, watch the movie,
Yeah.
come back, or listen to the podcast on your way back home so you can.
So you can be fully immersed in.
Oh,
in-
yeah.
Add it to your Spotify queue, add it to your
Yeah.
Apple Music queue.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
that's
then-
good shit.
And then review it, and then tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us how
Give
much
us
you
5 stars,
tell
even
us-
if you hate us.
tell us how much you think problematic Druig is, because there's so many issues with that guy.
No worse
So
than
much to
Icarus,
unpack.
okay?
So much. That guy's got more issues than a Spider-Man comic book. And he,
I mean, or the No Way Home leaks.
oh yeah, that too. We're
Well,
not talking
thank
about
goodness
that.
I haven't seen anything.
This is good day energy. This is what we're doing.
Good day energy.
For you guys.
This is 6'3" energy that we're living on right now.
So my consistent energy.
Yes, exactly. All right, cool.
All right. Oh, Danielle's going. Bye, Danielle. Have a night.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a happy birthday. Have fun on
All the
Start
love in the
Radio.
world.
Yeah. And if you're
Have the
listening to this,
happiest birthday.
again, if you're listening to this on the podcast, we do this live at 6:30 every Thursday, Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got better at that.
And 7:30
7:30
Mountain
And
Yeah.
7:30
ST.
Mountain Time, right? Yeah. That. Okay. I need to get better at that.
No.
All right. Let's dive into it. Once again, spoiler
Queries.
warning. The biggest spoiler warning like ever. So before everybody was going to go see the Eternals, did you guys hear about it at, I was going to say Chicago Comic-Con, San Diego, Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con, which was 2 years ago. They also announced Shang-Chi then.
Mhm.
But I remember being super, super excited, but also very confused because I'm like, who are
Who are
the
those?
Eternals?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are these guys? Because I
In
just
short,
saw Kit
you were
Harington.
Korath from Guardians of the Galaxy when Star-Lord introduced himself. You were legitimately just going, who?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just saw Kit Harington and Richard Madden, and I was like, I am sold. Let's go.
I mean, I
Let's
saw
go into it.
Kumail
We're gonna have
Nanjiani.
the Stark brothers back together.
See, I didn't even realize they were in the movie. I
I was
like,
aware
it's-
of Game of
it's
Thrones,
the
I
Gemma Chan show.
Right.
That's it.
Mhm.
Oh, Gemma Chan and Angelina Jolie. I'm like,
Mm.
sold.
So what
Good
was
enough.
everybody's thoughts?
With every Marvel property that isn't Ghost Rider, I always have like a level of disappointment that's just
My
like
God.
underlying, and then on top of that, just like who the fuck are the Eternals, right? Like I didn't
Yeah,
know. I
Quick
was,
little
go ahead.
question for you, Nick.
Sure.
If Robbie got a show and it
Mhm.
ended up like Loki, would you want him to have a show?
Would I want him to have a show?
If it ended up like the Loki series.
Well,
I
there's,
mean,
like,
I have
multiple-
enjoyed it.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah,
in
I
that
also
que-
I half enjoyed it too.
there's
don't
like
worry.
there's a lot to unpack at that. What do you mean like the Loki show? Like I like the Loki series. I thought it was really
I
good.
think she means like character-wise, like they hype it up so much, but then they completely
Mhm.
Like
go on a different
they
track
go in
for
different
the
direction?
character.
They turn away to what they
oh
promised.
yeah, no,
Exactly.
I've made a video about this. It's like if they brought Robbie back, I definitely have my own concerns with like how they would take care of the character, and like
with Moon Knight.
I would have obviously I'd have my own biases. Like I'd be like, yeah, I love Robbie, and like I'd have to like think about it deeply. It's like, am I liking this because it's good, or am I liking this because I'm blinded by bias? And I would probably sit with it for like months on end, being completely conflicted all the time. You know, it's like,
I mean,
Fair,
yeah,
fair. Okay,
Um,
we can get back into topic. I just
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to-
that's I'm fully aware of my own
Compare.
biases.
God.
But yeah,
Okay.
So,
no,
Nick, what
mine.
were your actual thoughts when Eternals were announced besides who and not Robbie? What?
I don't think I had many thoughts. I think I was more excited for Shang-Chi because I'm like, oh, that's fun. I think that's more something in
My
line with,
Canadian boy.
yeah, that was more in line with like, oh, that's definitely going to be a big one. And then I saw the Eternals, I was like, oh, okay, that's definitely a different movie. And that was like my initial thought, and I did not think about that movie until earlier this year, because pretty much Shang-Chi took my entire attention until recent weeks, and you can like notice because like I didn't talk about Eternals much because I didn't know a lot about them. It's like I'm not gonna talk about something I don't know. And they don't really give you much like context in the trailers, like what the story's about, and it was just a lot. I knew that the cast was diverse. I knew that was going to be a big important thing for a lot of people. But other than that, I didn't have any like, man, I'm excited until I saw it in theaters, and then my mind completely changed. Everything about what I knew about the MCU was like, that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah,
Johnny?
you know.
Or Victoria, go ahead.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
was just
Victoria.
gonna. Mine is gonna be a little quick because I didn't follow since
Yeah.
SDCC that year.
Yeah.
So I didn't really recall much of any of these announcements. Like I see them on like the little cheat sheets of like, oh, we have Quantum Mania, Love and Thunder, Eternals, whatever.
Multiverse of
Didn't really
Madness.
pay it to Shang-Chi Multiverse. Yeah, I was like, didn't really pay it no mind.
Yeah.
But then I didn't really pay anything no mind other than like, oh, Loki's getting a series. But like, I didn't even really realize that till the end of like 2020. So
What's
you know,
okay?
it's been a year of realizing things. So I'm just like, you know what, this is fun. This
So
is fair.
you
When
asked-
the promotion came out and it was the Gemma Chan show, I was like, you know what, fuck yeah.
Yeah. You asked me how I felt about Marvel. How did you feel when you first learned about the Loki? Were you like a Loki as diehard
I
for
had,
Loki
like,
at that time?
I had not at that time when I was announced, so that's why I didn't really pay it too much mind until like I was doing a rewatch of the MCU at the beginning of this year. So, but then like as soon as Falcon and the Winter Soldier ended, I had like that 40-50 day countdown to the Loki series, and then yeah.
Yeah. Emotional time that series was.
It was.
Yeah. We gotta talk about that series. We gotta run through all of these series.
We should have an
We'll run
episode
through it
Yeah.
when
on each
season
of
2
the
comes out or
shows.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still buy all the merch, so.
Yeah.
And that's what they care about the most.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah.
What about
Johnny.
you, Johnny?
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I am the guy with, we can say, the knowledge. Even then, I'm like, why Eternals? Like, when I first heard rumors about it, I'm like, that could be interesting. That'll be really cool. But at the same time, DC had announced their New Gods movie, which is like Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, this should be interesting then. New Gods got canceled recently because
I was
of the
gonna
Snyder
say,
Cut.
wasn't that like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did get
It was
canceled.
confirmed. They canned the New Gods for the Snyder Cut. In my
Weird.
opinion,
Wow.
not worth it, but that's my opinion.
Right.
But I remember when I first saw the cast, I'm like, holy shit, Kumail Nanjiani's in it. Hell yeah. Brian Tyree Henry's in it. Hell yeah. And by this point, I hadn't seen Train to Busan yet, so I wasn't too excited for Don Lee's character until I saw Train to Busan, so yeah. And I also remember them showing off some concept art for the Celestials, and when I saw that, I was shitting my pants pretty much, just because Celestials are cool.
I was more excited to see Celestials. That's what I was excited for. I was like, oh, that's gonna be a cool dynamic to learn about the universe.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I was more excited by the
Ego's-
cast.
Ego's a celestial, right?
Yeah, and that
No, he
that,
just looks.
that raises a lot of questions because like
Okay, so
It's
there's
very
actually this
different.
really fun theory that I like, though. It's that Ego's a piece of brain from nowhere that developed into what he became.
okay,
And I
Interesting.
like the idea a lot. But yeah,
there's a lot of questions
That
I have
that reminded me of a talking point that I'll think of
later.
later.
But
Okay,
yeah,
well,
those
yeah.
are my original thoughts when I heard about Celestials. I was more captivated by Doctor Strange, and when they announced Shang-Chi at the time, I'm like, oh god, I'm concerned.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I think we're all a little
Yeah.
concerned.
I think it's because we didn't really know
Yeah,
who the Eternals were,
right.
Mhm.
what they were.
I mean, even the
why
comics.
why
there.
introduce them now? What's gonna happen? I think we were all focused on, oh my gosh, Loki, oh my god,
Hawkeye show,
Thor,
stuff like that.
Hawkeye.
Black
Like, a
Widow
lot-
movie.
Exactly. a
Also,
lot
and
of
like, how
things
are they
that we
gonna
know.
pull off a cast of like 10 leads?
That's really
Yeah.
difficult.
That's
That's
what I
so
thought as
difficult
well.
too. I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way. This
Oh, and the
movie's-
announcement of Salma Hayek in this.
Yeah.
that did
Angelina
captivate me.
Jolie.
They had
I
like
was
hard. They had like
who's-
hard hitting actors in there, and I was like,
Mhm.
I don't
I was
know.
like, this is a
Lauren, what's her last name? Ridloff?
Lauren
Or
Ridloff,
something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Who was like famous for Walking Dead at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
they had like the weight of the actors I was concerned about. It's like, what if they just give it all to Jolie? What if they just give it all to, you know,
Madden.
these like crazy
The
high,
white people.
these crazy high expected actors. Are they going to overshadow the rest of the cast? And I was so prepared to be like that. I was like so prepared. It's like, it's going to be Power Rangers all over again. There's 5 of them, sure, but it's only about like 2 or 3 of them. And like, I was ready and prepared to be like undermined by the rest of the cast.
Nick, how would you feel if Chloe Zhao directed a Power Rangers movie?
I would be. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. That's a very.
She can juggle characters.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Don't ask me about Power Rangers right now.
Style, what you're expecting.
She'll throw in Harry Styles out of nowhere. All right.
Yeah, I think I agree with all of us when we saw Angelina Jolie, we saw Kit Harington, we saw Richard Madden. We're like, oh no, these POCs are going to be overshadowed. And I am afraid. I'm like, they better not overshadow Gemma Chan, because I was just like, because that was when crazy before. After Crazy Rich Asians came out.
And after Captain Marvel, which she had been in beforehand.
Yeah.
So I was scared they were not going to give her too much since she was already in a Marvel movie. But
Exactly. So, how does this specific film, The Eternals, compare to the rest of the MCU? Like, what do you guys think?
Not better than Shang-Chi.
I
know
know.
some of you guys have been saying it is. I know Tyler out there is saying Eternals is better than Shang-Chi. I'm sorry, this is not better than Shang-Chi.
Like when you say in comparison, I will say that I always hate saying like, oh, this is like a different Marvel movie, because like I assume that every Marvel movie that comes out should be different. It shouldn't feel the same. But I will say that this was definitely a unique experience. I think it's not something I felt watching other MCU movies. To call it like drastically different, I'm not entirely sure. I think I do live opposite to Johnny, though. I think this is a little bit better than Shang-Chi for me, because the movie just brings a lot of potential character-wise, opens up a lot of conversation. It pushes a lot of boundaries, and I think that's really good. Instead of like empowering these like different people that are in it, it just allows the universe to be inclusive in a way that's like thought-provoking, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's like how I think it's different from the rest of the MCU.
Yeah. I don't think, like, personally, I don't compare Shang-Chi and The Eternals, because like, to me, they're completely different films.
I mean, fair.
Like, one is
just because they were the last 2 things to come out for me. That's why.
Yeah. But like, I personally like for me, I can't compare it,
Right?
because they're 2 drastically different things, like director wise, the way it's shot, the story, the characters, it's completely different. But I don't know. I think Shang-Chi is still my number 1, but it might change, you never know. Yeah.
I think I'm also in the camp of preferring the Eternals.
Yes.
Not like that makes the other bad.
Right. Yeah.
We
should clarify that. It doesn't mean anything's bad. It's just personal preference.
Looking back on Shang-Chi, like I can see more of like the very Marvel beats in it, and like the story was a little bit more again, that's not necessarily, they did it really well.
Yeah.
Story was like there wasn't really any plot twist.
There were no curveballs.
There was kind of,
like, you can also kind of say that with the Eternals too. There was enough red flags here and there to be like, well, one of them's got to be lying. Right. They made it very clear too, especially with like Kingo and stuff, where it's just like, bro, I'm gonna follow you, Richard Madden.
I'll follow you
till the end.
Also, to your video, by the way, Victoria, Kingo's by. Yeah. Kingo's in love with Icarus.
Oh, here's the thing. I just think they're all queer. I think they're all queer.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you?
If you've lived that long,
it's like, how are you
not?
not?
Way you haven't.
There's no way. Yeah, exactly.
Some interest in another.
There's no way
I feel like you're either like you're attracted to people, so that long you're gonna have to be attracted to them. You might as well
Yeah.
be attracted to everyone. Versus, I guess, like, or are you just not sexually attracted to people at all?
Yeah.
It's like chill.
Yeah.
But-
I feel like I have to clarify because I'll get canceled. Like I said that I do like Eternals more than Shang-Chi, but I have to say that like they're both in my top 3. Like that's
yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm not putting that didn't automatically move Shang-Chi all the way down to like bottom 25. No, like it's like Eternals, Shang-Chi, and then I don't
like
even know.
for the number
Yeah,
one
it's like
spot. It's
yeah. Don't cancel me. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think I'm gonna get canceled then because like I keep a list and ranking of all the MCU movies and TV shows. For just considering the Disney Plus shows recently and all the movies so far, Eternal sits at number 12 for me.
Whoa, that's a lot of.
Oh.
That's like out of 30 though.
Is
Okay,
that
12 out of
higher
30.
or lower than What If? Because I feel
That is higher than What If. Don't worry.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so I'll just say this: it's squished between Ragnarok and Far From Home. I'm not gonna say which one's on top, which one's on bottom, but it's between those two.
Okay. I
see.
think I can get that. All right.
Hot take on my list. Winter Soldier is in like the bottom quarter.
Wow.
Whoa.
Laiba's hurt.
I've been struggling with that movie.
That's a hot take.
I love that movie.
It's not like again, like the bottom of the list doesn't mean they're bad. I mean,
Yeah.
some of them are
They're all
bad.
like good movies.
Iron Man 2 is bad.
What?
Iron Man 2.
What?
Yeah, Iron Man 2 is pretty not good. I don't even rank Iron 1 high on my higher half.
I feel like it's a good movie, but it's not. Wait.
I feel like we're killing Laiba. She's like,
I'm like,
just
I
taking
like
stabs
Iron
at
Man
the heart.
3 more out of all 3 of them.
oh, I love Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Iron
I
Man
think
3
I-
aged better.
I've
I
seen
think.
it.
Yeah, I think it like also depends. Like obviously, it just depends on what you like, what you don't like.
Right.
You know, it's not like this movie is bad and that's it.
Victoria,
Yeah.
please watch Iron Man 3 for Christmas. It is a Christmas movie.
The Christmas.
Yeah.
Scener, if you are watching this or listening to this, get us a sponsorship and then I'll watch Iron Man.
Yeah.
My condition.
Blue
Please, partner.
Phoenix. Yeah, Blue Phoenix in the chat. This is there is going to be Eternal spoilers in here, so unfortunately,
Big spoilers.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can catch our podcast later. So
Later.
Yes.
come check it out. All right, let's move on before we cancel each other even more.
All right. So since this movie is quite different, how do you and like not related to the Avengers at all? Like I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not like the Avengers." Guess what?
I mean,
it's not
that's
an
a good
Avengers
thing.
movie, genius. So, how do you think the Eternals, like this film, will fit into the rest of the MCU?
Mm,
I think it fits
Give
really
you hot
well.
takes.
I think the 10 rings were either created by a Celestial or an Eternal.
yeah.
I was gonna say that because
I
I
still
saw.
Did we all see Theories by T's video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I don't
did.
know. I watch
He-
a lot of his videos, so I don't know
Yeah.
which one.
He made that video
What?
today.
I don't know if I watched that one. It might have been as I was still avoiding spoilers, possibly.
He just
Mhm.
released it today.
Yeah, he said
Okay.
the same thing,
Oh.
similar to that.
Then it didn't show up on my feed yet.
Yeah.
But-
My theories by
Yeah.
TV.
Hey,
We'll tag him.
hey dude.
Yeah, we'll tag him. In terms of like how it fits, I don't know. It's like, first off, I don't like the Avengers. I think the idea of the Avengers is like kind of lame. Now I'm certain, Johnny.
We're good.
Avengers is like a found family, you know? Like they were kind of forced together.
Coworkers?
They
That's-
technically
okay,
don't
yeah.
really like each other, but the Eternals, that's pure.
That
love.
is a real family right
That's
there.
a proper family.
That's a proper
Exactly.
family. That's a
Eternals is
healthy
proper
family. Yeah, I think
Wait,
so.
did you just say healthy
Coworkers.
family?
Yeah, no, they're a healthy
No.
family. I mean, like,
They have their
Listen,
issues.
I said proper family.
I think it's a
There we
healthy
go.
one. They got their problem child for sure. They got their problem children for sure. But what
They
family
got
doesn't?
multiple problem
You
children.
know, they still loved each other. You know, there's not a moment I think they didn't love each other. Right?
Exactly.
They all just acted upon what they felt was correct.
Okay, fair.
I still think a lot of them are terrible. Not a lot of them, but like some of them obviously
I
are
think one
wrong.
is terrible, but
But yeah, like I think they all cared about each other, as opposed to the Avengers, where some of them were ready to just be like, you know what,
Bye.
fate of the
I'll
world.
slap you with the repulsor.
Yeah. So
Dark Choco says thoughts about
Hey, Choco.
Thanos' snap. actually being meant to save the universe. He's a
He's a
good guy.
No, no,
No.
sorry. That's not.
No, please
I
do
am,
not redeem Thanos for me.
I will not stand on the
I
side
like
of
him being
of,
evil.
Yeah, I will not stand on the side of intergalactic genocide.
I still stand on the fact, though, that Thanos had the right idea for what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, like I saw like videos of people saying like, oh, retcon, like that retcons his what
Motivations,
motivation
yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I like the idea of having it more than be, oh, half the population, more resources. I mean, like, that's a decent motivation.
I think it's a
but, like,
good
I
enough
like there
reason.
to have a little bit more of an idea. Like, okay, maybe he knows in the back of the mind where they won't all perish because of the overpopulation, but like,
Mhm.
I thought it was interesting. I'm excited to see if in Doctor Strange, yeah, not Doctor Strange, or maybe Doctor Strange or Spider-Man, if they mention like a fucking half a celestial ice mountain,
Mhm.
just at all.
Yes.
I was commenting about this, that from all movies that take place after Eternals, so No Way Home being the next one that does take place after this movie, they need to reference the goddamn head popping out of the earth.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says.
Because Eternals mentioned the previous stuff.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi mentioned the previous, like they all mention like the events
so
before,
what's
even
it?
if it's not direct. But
So far, from what I've heard, Eternals takes place around the same time as Far From Home.
Okay.
So
Oh.
fair. Far From Home
Interesting.
doesn't need to reference it. But
Mm.
all the
Mm.
other Marvel movies we've had so far take place before Eternals, except for No Way Home. So No Way Home needs to address this. Hawkeye takes place before it as well. It takes place as the first Christmas of 2023, and this one takes place in like 2024 apparently.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Got it.
I think Marvel might have mucked up with Far From Home of placing it so far after the snap.
Yeah.
They were just like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Everything should seem normal by then. And then you see like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's just like, well, there's a whole bunch of things
Yeah.
that's still affected by it. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be fixed in a year.
Yeah.
Why is like we're like right now in a pandemic, we realize like, oh no, school hasn't really gone back to normal yet.
No.
Nothing
been 2
will ever go back to
years.
normal.
No.
After a snap, I can imagine the same level of things being screwed up.
Yeah. Laiba,
Definitely more.
do you think Thanos is a good guy now? Are you on Team Thanos?
I did talk to my friend about it after I watched the movie with her. I was like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes sense. He was technically trying to save the world, but is not the best way to do it.
Right.
I valued like what planets more than the life.
More than the people. Yeah, he cared about the actual planet and the environment instead of like the actual people. He literally couldn't give a shit about the people.
Yeah, no, he didn't. No, I don't think so.
He's like, I still think that he's a bad guy, right?
Yeah, no, I think he's definitely a villain.
He's horrible.
He's meant to be a
He's
bad
a
guy.
horrible guy.
Yeah, no.
But like you can't justify what he did because like what he did was obviously horrible. But like a lot of people that I've seen on TikTok have been painting the Avengers as the bad guys.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I mean,
if you think about it, they come from two different views, you know?
Mhm.
Because like Thanos is like not really a god, but he's a celestial.
he's a demigod.
He has
He's
a
a
god complex.
Yeah,
He's a
for
god
sure.
complex, right? And compared
And
He
he's
has
been around
6'3"
far, and
energy.
he knows like he's done space travel. Like humans at that point in like the Avengers and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
of course they're caring about Earth and humans the most. That's
Right.
all they really know until the last like maybe 10 years. But like,
Pretty
why would they
much.
value everybody else over them? They're still
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah, like Thanos is thinking about the planet itself. The Avengers were thinking about the people on that planet. So both of them are right and they're not wrong.
To them,
but like
yeah.
to themselves, they think that they're the good guys, right?
Right, yeah.
And like Thanos thought he was the good guy, right? Because
Right.
he's
So,
like peace at last.
Live,
so,
I have a
like-
question then.
Yeah.
From this point of view, it sounds like you would also sympathize with Kingo's point of view.
I think Kingo has a
Kingo,
yeah. I
what
think
was
Like
It's
what Kingo did?
like
No.
with the fact that Kingo was like, yeah, no, I feel like we shouldn't be stopping a Celestial from being born. Because like, who are we to stop like the birth of other billions of lives?
I think it's
but he also
different.
wasn't on team kill everyone.
Yeah,
Exactly,
that's the thing.
exactly.
That's why
Like
he
he was
stepped
not on
away.
team kill
He
everybody.
didn't take
Like
that. he didn't
Icarus
take
was
that
team
action.
kill everyone.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't say Team Icarus. I said Team Kingo specifically.
No. I think me and Victoria talked about this. It was how like a character like Kingo having that kind of dilemma of like believing what you're made to do and then believing in the people that you care about, something humanistic, is an important thing to have, because there's a lot of people that feel that way about religion, about their identities, and it's like things in life will go against you sometimes, right? And it's like sometimes the best choice is just not making any, because how can you like make a good decision when you're faced with that kind of dilemma? It's like really difficult. I think a lot of people can like relate to that, you know? So
And it's like, because especially he's torn of like, I'm I'm doomed if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
If I don't, yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
So he's just like, it's not up to me to decide this.
Yeah.
So tap out.
Tap out.
Yeah. And he didn't take the aggressive route, because Kingo overall is a really relatable character, because he agreed with Icarus. He
simped for Icarus.
He simped for Icarus.
He really did.
Boss. He didn't argue with his family, you know? He didn't hurt his family. He didn't do what Icarus did, which was kill Ajax.
Yeah.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
He also took Curran and went home too, because he loves Earth. Yeah. He loves the people on Earth. His life.
I think he appreciates the attention more, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he made himself a life that he loved. So like why he's not running out of his way to be like, let's kill everyone. Give it to the Celestials or whatever.
Yeah. He's just like, let me
just take a step back.
And that's
like,
what
I've lived my life, you know?
Yeah. And that's what makes like the Eternals like so unique, I think, is that it just opens up a lot of different conversations, a lot of different points of view. And it's like I could literally talk about this movie for like weeks.
Hours. Weeks.
We will be having discussions
about philosophy, morality, you know, beliefs.
Chloe did such a good job at showing the different points of views of the different characters.
Oh yeah.
Where like, I can understand why Kingo would do that. And like, if you've lived that long, I understand why Icarus might do that, or why Cersei might do what she did. And like even Sprite, I can see why she did what she did. Like, sure.
Yeah.
Do not get me started.
Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's right.
Doesn't mean it's right now.
But like, it gives you enough context to be like, well, yeah, they're all different.
They're all different.
And it all, like, no matter who you are, you'll find one of them too.
Except Icarus. I hate that guy.
I mean, I've seen a bunch of Icarus sympathizers.
No, I hate Icarus. I hate everything Icarus did for.
He's the worst.
He is actually the worst.
He's like John Walker.
He's like John Walker.
He's worse.
Than John Walker. I think. I know. I believe it.
Yeah. Actively, knowingly, and wanting to kill your family, and then just yeeting yourself into the sun to face zero consequence. Versus at least John Walker went home and felt bad about it a little bit.
I think John Walker has like some like mental things he has to get through.
Yeah.
While Icarus was fully aware 100% of what he was doing. You know, he had conflict, but he didn't have disillusion. He understood. I mean, exactly
it does
what
come into
doing.
question of how much free will does an Eternal like Icarus might have.
I don't know. If Eternals don't have free will, none of us do. Like,
the only conflict Icarus had was like, am I gonna get my girlfriend back?
Yeah,
actually, that's true. That's true.
Like,
worst
I don't really
boyfriend
want to
award.
kill my girlfriend, but I will.
Right.
I'll do it if I have to, but like, I still want to like be with her, even though she's clearly with someone else.
Yeah.
You want to know? That's why Icarus wanted the world
for centuries.
That's why Icarus wanted the world to burn. He wanted Dane dead, or no, Dean dead.
Dane.
Okay, yeah.
Dane.
But like,
what a good guy.
But like, he makes it seem like, oh, I had to carry all this weight and burden alone. No, you didn't. You could have told anybody else.
That's literally what everyone
to Cersei.
Yeah, that's what
You're
everyone's like.
just a dick.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, but he didn't. He was gonna break her heart if he told her. It was like, so that's
So
that's
let her
love.
make that
That's
decision.
real
You
He's
love.
that
Ghost
asshole who
your
doesn't have the
wife.
balls just even shoot a text
Yeah.
or break up.
He's like, oh, he doesn't have the heart to do it. He would hurt her. And I was like, that's what love is, dog. Like, that's
He
what you
hurt
would
her
do.
Anyways. You
Yeah.
might as well give her the context of why you feel so bad about like staying on a planet that you're intending to not like kill or
Yeah.
whatever.
Hi, welcome to
Just
the
like-
Voices of Atlas. We're talking relationship.
Relationship.
He's
Wait,
just
okay.
fucking. Oh man. he's
Oh, the worst. Wait,
he's
okay.
the worst.
To go back to how this like changes the MCU.
Oh,
Like,
God, yeah.
I think about like how the rules are set in this world, right? And like we now understand how Celestials work. We now understand how like the emergence exists. We know that Celestials are going to come back because they have to like judge the planet, right? So
mhm.
what does that mean? This is like that's going to be like a cosmic level threat, right? And I don't think the Earth has dealt with like a cosmic level threat other than right now. I mean, like Thanos was technically a cosmic level threat, but like in not in
Technically,
the
ego.
technically,
Ego
yeah,
was
Ego
one.
was
They just had to deal with blue goo.
right, yeah. But I don't know, like this is like it's heavy. Like they got to get some heavy
Yeah.
hitters in there because like
And they're
Wanda,
doing this at the same time as the fucking multiverse.
yeah.
Oh
it's
my
like-
god.
They gotta
The
get-
Shang-Chi
They
villain
should've
count? I
taken
forget the
some
dragon's
time.
name. What is it again?
I don't remember the
Fing
dragon's
Fang
name.
Foom?
No,
No.
that's a giant green dragon. Was it?
That's- They just call him the Guardian, don't they? Like the Guardian.
No, that's the white dragon. There was the evil soul sucker.
Oh, I don't know. They just called it the Soul Sucker. I don't know.
Oh, I,
It's one of the Fear Lords.
Yeah.
The
no,
Devourer,
where is
the
he?
Great Devourer.
It's about
Yeah.
Great Devourer or something
no,
like that.
Yeah.
no, it's
I feel like
not.
that was a cosmic level threat.
Yeah, but like I just wonder like what are they gonna do when they come back? You know, like what's gonna
The
happen?
Eternals,
No, like the Celestial to judge
The
the
Dweller.
Earth. Yeah,
the Dweller in Darkness. That's
The
what it was.
Dweller. There
Yeah.
he is.
Ah, there we go.
He's hot.
they better
In the
get
comics.
they better get a Ghost Rider in there, man.
Oh my God, Nick.
leave it alone, Nick.
No, okay,
Leave
here's
it alone.
here's
Nick,
my.
Let me give you a fun fact.
No, no,
a
no, no,
pendant
no.
stare doesn't work on a Celestial.
But you know what beats another Celestial? A dead Celestial. You know who
want-
pilots a dead Celestial?
Robbie,
Robbie
I'm well
Ray.
aware. I have
Good
the
job.
comics
We've
right
connected
next to
all
me.
the dots.
I have the comics.
I
next to me.
understand.
I'm well aware of it.
We're gonna be moving on, okay?
No more Nick.
So, the movie, right?
Uh-huh.
What did everybody like about the movie? Like cinematography, the acting,
Characters,
the story,
the
the
acting.
characters, the relationships between the characters, side characters. Dang. So,
Dang.
I know you were gonna go
Daddy?
Karun.
Karoon. Yes,
Oh,
Karoon.
love Karun.
What a guy.
Yeah.
He'd be all of us, honestly.
Yeah, he would. He would.
Yeah, I would follow Kingo for like 50 years and just like
Yeah.
hang out
I'm
with
on the
him.
side of saving humanity. Just I might have a bias, but
Yeah.
He's just like, I got my cameras.
It's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to live. But, you know, don't let me
No,
tell you
but-
what to do.
No, but like, yeah, I cared about like all of the characters. I've cried for probably each of the characters at
Yeah.
some point,
Mhm.
and I love it when they do that. And
Yeah.
it didn't feel rushed.
I definitely got
Either-
emotional at one of the Eternals' deaths.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, there's
my
only
God.
like, well, there's two
There's
that
two.
died, but like,
No,
yeah.
no, 3.
Oh my god. I love like me being a film person. I love the cinematography.
Oh, yeah, it was beautiful.
very
It was beautiful.
to look
It,
at.
okay, I stand by this. This is the best third act we've ever had in a Marvel movie, excluding Endgame because that was just pure fan
CGI
service.
craziness. Yeah.
Yeah,
And what
but
I
this
love,
was really personal, and I loved
Yeah.
it.
what I
Yeah.
love is that like it felt like, you know how like Endgame and any Avengers movie is very grand, right? It has a
Mm-hmm.
very grand, I don't know, type of like setting, but like I don't know,
Mhm.
for the Eternals,
It was
personally,
very
it felt
personal.
very like intimate, right? Like
Mhm.
very
Yes, yes,
personal,
yes, yes.
very intimate. And I was like, and just like the colors as well, like
Oh, yes, yes,
like
yes.
I said, every Avengers movie, bright colors, bright green, bright purple, like reds and blues, but it's very muted,
Mhm,
and which is what
mhm.
I love about it. I was like,
But like in all the good ways, compared
Yeah.
to like say
Yeah.
Civil War, where like
Yeah.
those colors are muted, but like not in a good way.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a dreary way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
But this one's
like what is it? Civil War is like looking at a DC movie.
Yeah.
exactly,
for the color palette.
exactly. But
I-
this is very
Yeah.
like it added to the fact that it felt very personal.
Yes. I think
that's
I'm
what
gonna
I loved
rewatch
about
this
it.
one in IMAX because I didn't get to see that. But
Yeah.
with my little courtesy pass,
Thank you,
I
drunk guy.
Thank you. Oh, you gotta tell
no,
that
he was
story. You gotta tell
honestly
that
made it
story a
so
little
bad.
later.
Yeah.
One of my the thing I think going off what Laiba said is that it feels huge. It feels like a grand adventure, and it makes those personal moments feel like the small moments feel just so significant. Like we're talking about a story about, we're talking about a story about gods. Like what do they have?
Immortal beings.
What are mortal problems to them? Like it makes it feel just like that range. It's like this is a galactic scale thing. This is a galactic scale thing, but we have like our own things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what, like, especially with the final fight too. It's like, as you guys mentioned, it was like felt very intimate because it's not like they were fighting the Celestial.
No.
They were like having basically a human conflict of like matter of ethics, really.
Yeah. All right.
If Fastos was telling the story, it was definitely just a battle of ethics and words.
Yeah.
What I love about it is that, like, yes, these characters are superior. They're gods. Like, how can we relate to them? But we can still relate to them, right? Because they do, in fact, deal with very much human issues. Like, for the fact that Cersei's boyfriend, not date, Icarus, undermined her and underappreciated her and underestimated her, and just the fact that she's a woman. And like looking at like Cersei, I'm like, is he doing this because she's a woman? She is technically his wife.
Right.
They were married.
The fact that
they were.
She is, for my eyes, I'm like, she's a woman of color. Is he doing this like? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like a white man, a superior
like they don't
man.
explicitly imply it, but you can tell. Like you can relate to it.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, they grew old with the planet, so they grew with that white supremacy idea. So like, did that also add to him feeling like having the superiority over
Icarus?
Them? Like, is that part of it? Like,
so was Icarus like the Cullens?
Like, oh, I love you. Oh,
was Icarus that one Cullen who fought on the Confederate side?
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, Jasper! Oh no, Jasper! No!
Bring it all back.
I just finished all of it, and I'm like, what? That's problematic. That's so many issues there.
Battle scars.
Yeah, but
battle scars.
I don't know. Like, because like he also just assumed that she'd probably listen and that she'd take him back. And like, well, I still love you. Be like, or I love you. Be like, what?
Yeah.
You haven't been around. You haven't even sent a text. You like, oh, I kept tabs on you. Like that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
I do love that moment though when Cersei, as Icarus would say it, is on the phone with Dane, and then like they just cuts out, and then Icarus like, sorry, you guys are breaking up.
He's
what?
like, you broke up.
Yeah.
Like kind of slide back in.
Yeah.
The moment I saw that, I'm like, oh, you piece of shit.
That's like another level of god complex, dude. It's like like if he had his way or whatever, like to continue living and be like, he'd probably just wait for Dane to die and like try again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know he would have.
He was not bothered at all.
You have this weird sense of ownership over her love, and it's just like.
To go back to the question, I love the characters. I think the characters were fantastic. I think they were written well enough for me to feel for them, and they had enough context in them for me to want more. And like they all had their own goals. They all had their own aspirations. They all had their own points of views. And I think what was really great was that none of them felt overshadowing, I saw you change your background for a second. My personal favorites are obviously Gilgamesh. Like Gilgamesh.
And totally Druid, right, Nick?
No. Okay. Look, I'm trying to fight. I'm trying not to have this argument, but also
we're gonna have it out, Nick, whether or not you like it.
Okay. Well, let me say this about Gilgamesh, because there's been like a debate going on TikTok about whether or not they were in a Gilgamesh and Athena were in a relationship or not. I believe that they definitely were.
Mom.
They were lovers.
But there's a
My
lot
mom
of
and dad.
there's a lot of nuance there, right? Because it's or you talk about like mental health of your partner. Are people who are going through like mental health and stuff like that, should they be depicted in being romantic relationships? That's the question I've been posing. It's like they should,
Yes.
because like they're human. Like they feel things, and but there's a lot that I ask. It's like, okay, well, how come we see all these other relationships, right? But the one time we have like an Asian man and like a woman, like how come that isn't
A
considered
traditionally
something?
attractive white
Yeah.
woman, star-studded actress.
Yeah, exactly. And
Why
Gilgamesh,
not?
the way he takes care of her is amazing. And like when she goes like crazy and she like loses her mind and
male wife goals.
she starts like attacking, he just like so naturally doesn't even like flinch. Like, this is normal, and I do this because I care about you. It's those small things. It's like, God, he really does like care about her. Like, they care about each other in that way.
I have one critique though. All I wanted was just Gilgamesh in like his getup with like the polo shirt with like the straps, just
Yeah.
chopping wood for a
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
That, not even with an axe, just using his hand and just like karate chopping that
Yeah.
shit. That would have been hot as hell.
Yeah.
I needed that from Gilg.
But Victoria, I know you and I have talked about their relationship.
Yeah. I know I mentioned it in my one TikTok that they decided not to show anyone, but like, as you mentioned with like the mental health, the partners and stuff, like the way he cares for her is so intimate and so special, and it's such a balance too, and it's very relatable too, because that's another conversation I haven't really seen going around on TikTok or anywhere recently, of being like, no, Tina's things is like mental. It, to me, it shows like mental illness, and like how sometimes you can't take care of yourself, and then you have your partner to take care of you. It's not a hand and foot or all the time. She's not demanding anything of it. Like, they have a system and it works. And why can't the guy also be a caretaker?
Yeah.
Exactly.
He literally volunteered. Like,
Nick, didn't you have a guy comparing that relationship to Natasha and Bruce?
Yeah, some guy was like, well, some guy
Get outta
commented that he was like, oh, it's like Natasha and Bruce because like
No, it's not.
he's like a big guy, and I was like, what the fuck does that have anything to do with anything?
Yeah,
Literally,
no.
what?
Like, who
Yeah.
even said that? No one's even talking about that. It was. I've gotten some disgusting comments.
yeah.
And it's not fun to see. But like the stigma exists. That stigma exists that he's not a conventionally,
Attractive.
white.
Yeah, like, and that's
looking
like
male.
the thing too, is like, he, like, if I, in my opinion, if he was, like a conventionally attractive, chiseled, white, star-studded actor,
People would have been saying they were fucking.
Yeah.
No
yeah,
shadow
like
of doubt in my
definitely,
mind.
like, they'd be like, oh, well,
There wouldn't be a
of course
discussion.
they're together. Of course that she loves him back. Of course, I want Gilgamesh to be my fantasy, because who wouldn't want a guy to cook for me and take care of
Be
me
white.
if I'm feeling sick and
Yeah.
stuff like that? It's just like, so is it because he's Asian
Yeah.
and he's visibly Asian? And I keep on coming to the conclusion of, it is.
Yeah. I feel you
Or
on
maybe if it was a white guy and like an Asian woman, like
that. It would have
Gemma
been.
Chan
Yeah.
and Richard Adamant, like, people they don't deal with that. Like, their chemistry sometimes is like, okay,
Questionable.
sure, but like, they have this bond, and like, I know a lot of people are bringing up like, why can't they have a platonic soulmate bond? Be like, they could, but like, you're not saying that about any of the other characters.
Yeah.
Like, they
Exactly.
literally properly lived together since Babylon. They were with each other. They hung out. They were friends. They had like, what do you like? They built a life together.
Exactly.
And
They
compared
take
to
care
some
of
of the
each
other
other.
ships I've seen, I was like, you know what, Druig and Makari, they're really cute. They have so much chemistry. I love them.
But we
they
don't even see them
weren't
together.
they weren't together that entire time at Babylon.
Until they were
It was in
reunited for
Amazon.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet people easily ship those two.
Yeah.
And
And like Makari didn't stop him.
yeah.
No.
No.
She didn't stop him.
And it is valid to believe like we should have more platonic relationships in media. I think that's a valid point. You want to
Yeah.
believe that?
Yeah.
That's a great point. I from the
But
stance
you
of
should
like,
acknowledge the motivations behind it.
yeah, but to stand like we as like Asian people and recognizing that there's an issue for Asian people, we ask like, okay, that's definitely a fight we can have, but we kind of just want to have this fight here, you know. You can have both at the same time, you know. They don't have to
Exactly.
take away from each other.
Yeah.
But to blatantly just like discredit and like, no, they were best friends. Best
No, like
friends.
they
500
they
years,
were
best
roommates.
friends. We're roommates.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Roommates.
roommates.
Like
like you
no.
could tell they had so much like especially to like a whole bunch of other like people like ship like Bucky and Yelena. It's just like
They're not. They haven't even met.
they've never
Yelena's
even
also
met.
asexual.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Like-
you can't ship people who's literally lived together for centuries.
Right.
And it's just like
I forgot
at
who it
least
was.
in media it's getting better with like I mean Asian fetishes on Asian women have been around for a long time. So like people are morally okay with dating Asian women, but Asian men apparently not.
No.
And I was like, people also always get so confused because like, yeah, I'm mixed, half white and Asian, but my dad was Asian, and people get so surprised at that too. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not that common because apparently people don't give Asian guys a shot.
Yeah. The stigma that goes past just
I do
media.
speak from experience.
You are also 6'3".
6'3".
Is that the part that's intimidating about me? Not the
No.
fact that I'm an Asian dude who
No, that's
speaks
too much
perfect
power.
English. It's
That's
just
too
the
much. That's too much for.
Too much power.
They're like, dang,
You know,
man. He's
during,
Asian
like,
and
the-
he's 6'3".
During the 6 foot tall and super strong trend, I really want to do 6'3" and super weak.
Oh man, you should do it. Just do it anyway. Wait, no, me and Laiba got beef because we got to talk about Druig.
Okay, I thought you guys were going to talk about my height somewhere.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no, 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 no. I
No,
mean,
wait, I just want to add something about Thena and
Okay, yeah,
Gilgamesh.
go
I
ahead,
also
go ahead.
want to add something.
The fact that like people said, oh, they're just friends, they're platonic, that's it. The way that I forgot that deviant's name. Tanya-
Crow.
Yeah.
Crow, yeah.
People
The-
ship Thena and Crow more
Stop,
than they
yeah,
ship
no.
Gilgamesh and
Yeah.
Thena. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
wrong with you people?
Yeah.
It was at that moment when he was like, it's me, it's Gilgamesh. You saw her reaction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As she was going through her mad weary, that you could tell that she loved him.
Hmm.
She loved Gilgamesh, and it wasn't just like a respect. She adored him.
She was
To
so
the fact that-
broken at his death. Oh my god.
That as well, that her, like his death really broke. Like obviously it hurt everybody else, like in the Eternals, but like for her, she has been with him for like 5,000 years. You know,
He was her multiple lifelong partner.
Right.
Exactly. It's not like Cersei and Icarus where like they were married. Yeah, they were together for a while, but like
they were just
they,
toxic
they
as
weren't
fuck.
they were toxic and they weren't really made for each other. But
Yeah.
like Athena and Gilgamesh were made for each other, and you could feel it through like the screen and like her like reaction to like Crow saying like it's me, it's Gilgamesh, and like oh my god, the
That
freaking
shook
hand
her.
thing. The
Erisham
hand
is the matchmaker in Mulan, right? We can confirm that now.
yes, but yeah, that part really like got me. It made me emotional. I was like, oh my god.
Her
Yeah.
attitude shift too after his death. She was still. I feel like she was still like much more quiet
Mhm.
Yeah.
after, and then
Was.
like she was very visibly bad at
Mhm.
Icarus because she learned that well, you killed
My partner.
Ajax,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then because of that Deviant killed Ajax and this and that, and ended up killing
Killing
you. It was
Gilgamesh, yeah.
your direct fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
That her partner was gone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's.
For what?
I could talk about the
For
relationship all day, and just
Same.
it's
Their
so.
goals.
It's my mom and dad.
It's mom and dad.
Mom and dad.
Gilgamesh should be the objective for guys to become Cityleads.
Yeah.
That is my stance.
This is not possible for the Eternals in the MCU, but can I be Gilgamesh and Thena's child?
Yeah.
Yes.
MCU, please.
Yeah,
Kevin
you can.
Feige,
Go ahead.
please.
John Lee.
Oh,
Can I
I'm your
please be your
daughter.
child?
Wait, Johnny, what were you gonna say for this?
I was gonna
last bit of
say,
the
like,
relationship?
Because I saw a video. Shout out to Cat Lady JJ out there. She brought up the fact as Victoria said, about intimacy and how in media we don't really see that. How it's very much show or no, they tell and don't show a lot of time, kind of like Icarus and Cersei. But with these two, it's just very much they show and don't tell.
Mhm.
And I feel like
Yeah.
that's an issue that people are still trying to overcome, where in a lot of media we just don't see intimacy between people, so it's
Yeah.
still very new
In life, you don't see intimacy with people
Exactly.
sometimes, and that doesn't mean you don't love them. Me and my fiance, when we hang out with people, it's like no PDA ever, because it's like we're hanging out with people, like we're just trying to be people. Does that mean I love her any less? No, absolutely not.
No,
If anything, I love her
exactly.
more as time goes by, and just because I don't show it doesn't mean I don't feel it. And that's what I've been getting from these comments. It's like, oh, we didn't see anything. It's like, you don't have to
You
see
don't
anything.
need to see it.
Yeah. It's
We
not
don't need to show you. Just because we don't show you our love life
that
doesn't mean
Cersei
anything.
and Icarus fucked because
Yeah.
they didn't really have that much chemistry. It didn't seem like they had much in common.
Yeah.
And, like, seeing the still of their wedding where everyone's just like
They're like, we're supposed to be here.
I love Druig's look. He's just like, yeah, this
He's
is
just
fine.
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Druig's
just like
eating in almost all the scenes, and I love it.
I
you
love
had
that.
to be shown that, be like, we swear
Yeah.
they liked each other, versus like, oh, let me just pull up her drawing. Oh yeah, like I'm just cooking. We have the little kiss the chef little apron. Like she has her spot. He knows where she's at. Like he knows her levels. Like and like accommodates for that. Like and that's like especially too like when I was like bringing back the mental health thing. It's just like your partner, only really your partner, or somebody you have at least a special bond with, can really just know you and your moves and like what will trigger it or this or that, and then
Like,
also know how to bring you down and help you.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like what like occasionally like my boyfriend like sometimes like I'm not doing great and then my boyfriend just like comes in and he's like, okay, here, this is how we're going to tackle this, let's get you doing this. And like other days like he's swamped, he can't do much, like he can't take care of himself, he forgets to eat because he's too stressed. Send him food. Like you just know
like that.
on that level. And
it's that relationship dynamic that people are like not feeling. I had posted a video. It's like I feel like people who don't appreciate this movie aren't sympathetic to like different walks of life, and if like you can't see all these different viewpoints.
I'm gonna actually give us some numbers on this real quick because again, shout out for another creator out there, J. Kevin Parker. He actually did the statistics. So out of 314 critics reviews, 180 were men. 48 those were 180 were white men. 48% were white women. 54% were POC men, and only not percents, and 32 were only women of color.
Oh.
So
yeah.
Like the discrepancy throughout the reviews for white men compared to all the other groups, it's high.
Yeah, I didn't read any of the reviews going into it.
Yeah, no, I was like, nah.
I only read them after I saw it.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And some of them were definitely dumb.
Yeah.
I
But
do
that's
wanna add,
amazing that Kevin did that. Did you guys see that video?
I did not.
Okay, I'll
He
send
sent
it
it to me.
It's pretty good.
I
Yeah,
will
but
follow Kevin after this.
Respect to him, honestly.
But I do want to add that like I know that we said that like our MCU rankings are like our rankings, like what we like in a movie, what we don't like in a movie. But like I feel like a personal connection to this movie, and I feel anytime somebody roasts it or disses it, it feels like a personal attack to me.
Yeah.
Me with Shang-Chi.
I'm like,
oh no. That's
Laiba taking off her earrings.
I'm like, let's go. No,
like
just, I don't know how to explain it. Like I definitely respect other people's opinions, but like, gosh, it kind of makes me angry when I see something bad about this movie.
I'm now scared to share my critiques.
No. I'm not like, screw you. I just think like, I don't know, because like maybe because it's a female director, maybe it's like a really personal, intimate story that I feel like connected to. Like, and I felt exactly the same with Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like it felt like, not that it was for me, but like I felt very close to that movie. Like when like the premiere, when it released, I got really emotional, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same thing with the Eternals. I was like, I don't know, kind of sitting there like in shock.
Man,
like,
maybe I should have brought you with me to that early premiere.
Yeah.
I had a question for you, Laiba, because
Mhm.
I didn't know it going in, but did you realize that Gemma Chan was like the lead? Like, I knew she was like a big character. They marketed her a lot, but like I didn't have any expectation of her it being about her. It's like her story.
I thought she was gonna be second fiddle to Icarus, honestly.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought as well. Because
Mhm.
I didn't really look up much about the Eternals. I just knew
Me
like their
too.
powers, and I knew Cersei and Icarus were in a relationship together, and that's why I was kind of afraid. I was like, oh, she's gonna be overshadowed
Mhm.
by Icarus. But no, I definitely was not like caught off guard, but I was like kind of taken back that like, whoa, Ajax chose her.
Yeah.
So she is the leader, even though like the rest of the Eternals really didn't see her that way, because like when they were in the ship, they're like, "What do you think, Icarus?"
Mhm.
And Icarus was like, "But Ajax chose her," and
Yeah.
they're like, "Sprite's like, we don't care. You're the strongest one."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, come on, and it like,
Mm-hmm.
and adding on to what I said before, but like it got me really emotional to see like an Asian woman specifically lead not only a movie but a group of people. And it hit me like towards like the last half of the movie where it's like you know, it's possible.
Mhm.
And
She's also the one who saves the world.
she
It's
saves
not
the world.
It's not the white. It's not the edgy white boy. It's the Asian woman of.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It hits.
Yeah. I also like just adding on to the Cersei love. Her and again, Athena. I loved that they were so feminine.
Right.
Because Marvel 2 has been getting into a habit of, oh, you guys want strong female characters? Well, here's a girl who doesn't like to wear heels and is a little bit gritty.
Yeah.
And they've
Yeah.
gotten
this like tomboy
stuck
stereotype.
in that habit too, or whatever. It's just like, no, these two ladies especially are unapologetically feminine. Especially like just like
Did you guys watch the interview
she
with
turns
Angelina
things
Jolie?
into a fuck. Yes.
I did not.
I'll mention that in a second, but like fucking she turns a bus into rose petals. And like she chooses
so
Yeah.
It's like cute, but it's also just so it's pretty, but like it's also very effective. She's like very in touch with nature too. Like she could have chose like, oh, they turn into like water or sand or whatever. She just it's like there's something so pretty, and she's also not. She's determined. She has her leadership, but she's also not doing it in like a forceful way. She wants to.
She wants to let people follow her. She doesn't want to force people to follow her.
Yeah,
exactly.
And also with Dina, the interview with Angelina Jolie that mentioned Johnny is interviewer was asking her like what she did different for this role, like what was something she didn't do before, and she's like, I wanted Dina to be very feminine, so I learned ballet.
Yeah,
she did that dance.
The leap.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's
that
cool.
So beautiful.
And her dancing, like her fighting, was very much a dance, similar, I would say, to like Shang-Chi and like the choreography, the fight choreography, but like she wanted her to be pretty and feminine, and she's the goddess of war.
Yeah,
she's still very much powerful, and she has depth, and so like, but so it's nice to be able to get that in those two characters,
right?
Yeah, especially because it's like all different. So yeah. I don't like I wear combat boots and cut my hair short and whatever.
But that's not the only way.
Like the other ones,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I see myself in those.
You got your Taylor fit.
Sides.
You got your Taylor Swift fit today.
Yeah.
See?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just absolutely love the display of Cersei's abilities. Like when that one deviant was attacking, and Cersei just decides to like make part of the tree water and then just turn the rest into metal as it collapsed. Beautiful. Loved it.
It's like the one, I don't know why that bothered me. It's not like, okay, it doesn't bother me. It's just like when she turned it all into petals, and then Dane, he just catches one petal, and I was like, I can't do that. No one could fucking do that. Everyone would be like, there's no way. This guy definitely just stood there and was like, And I was like, no, don't
How
believe
did
it.
that pedal fall into his
Yeah,
hand?
exactly. I was like, this is taking me out of it. This is breaking my immersion. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely
Actually,
saw
what I love about
myself.
this film as well is just
Cersei.
that they filmed a lot of this stuff at actual locations.
Oh, yeah,
It
that was
wasn't
pretty
just
cool.
all
Yeah.
green screen. So
Yeah.
just had to throw that one out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Laiba, you
But
said
I was
you,
gonna say-
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did see myself in Cersei. Not the fact that like she's like an Asian woman. It's just like thinking about like as a kid, you never saw that.
Yeah.
Not possible. The only thing you saw was Mulan.
Yeah.
That's animated.
Right.
But like something like real life, like Cersei.
Even like Mulan had to like give up some like of
Yeah.
like her femininity in it. Like I mean that in the end, like that's
Yeah.
what
It's what helped
won the
save
war,
China.
but-
But yeah.
Yeah.
but like yeah, no, I feel like what you're also kind of getting at, like she kind of approached the problem how you might approach the problem if you were
It validates who you are, I think.
Mhm.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what like that's another reason why I feel such an emotional connection to this film. Like not that I'm gonna fight somebody who says something negative about it. It's just like I'll feel it personally and
I
be
mean,
like,
if you need help to fight someone
I'll
with it,
fight
I'm
them.
more than
Yo,
happy
let's
to
go.
help.
I aggressively ask why constantly. It's like, I
Why?
don't like Eternals. But why didn't you like Eternals? I was like,
Let's
oh,
hear
well,
it.
it was boring. Why'd you think it was boring?
and they're like the characters. I'm like,
What about the characters? What about it? You know, you just keep going until their
it
argument
makes
falls
me
apart.
so mad
Right?
when people are like, hey, like oh man, there's like some of the fucking the comments is like there's enough colored people now. Be like,
No, we're just getting
You-
started.
Yeah,
and it's like they're like, oh, but they don't look like superheroes. What are superheroes supposed to look like?
yeah. What's
Huh?
supposed to look
Wait,
like? Or
it's
they're like,
Taurus,
oh
be
man,
like,
I can't believe Icarus was the
I
bad
hate
guy.
that argument the most.
Yeah.
I've been seeing so many people of color creators, mind you, just like this is forced SJW bullshit. I'm
I was
like,
like, what are you
you need to leave.
What?
you need
Why?
to meet more people.
People touch
Yeah.
grass.
Leave the house.
Leave the house. My favorite is like,
Get out of
oh,
Mama's basement.
I can't believe Icarus was the bad guy. And I was like, why?
Why?
What did you
Why
want
are
Icarus
you
to be
showing-
exactly?
If you look at history,
I think it lines up
you would
perfectly.
match up, like you know.
It was pretty
The
accurate.
Spaniards?
It was pretty accurate. I like what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
man.
But yeah, I love that argument when they're like, I can't believe Icarus is the bad guy. He's hot. And I'm like, hot people can't be bad? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Have you dated a
Yeah.
toxic person yet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he was a shit husband.
Yeah.
Is
He's
Richard
a shit
Madden
person.
fine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You can crush
I
on
like
Richard
Richard
You
Madden.
can say
Crush on
Icarus
Little
is
Dick.
hot, but don't have to. You
I
don't have
love
to try
Richard
to make
Madden.
excuses for what he did. You just say, yeah, Richard Madden
Was a
as
great actor.
Icarus
He's a
is really
fantastic
hot.
actor.
He
He
played
plays-
his character well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
a
did
fan.
well.
He played a problematic god, and I
Fun
was.
fact.
I
actually.
hated that god.
I find it
Um,
so funny when people are like, but he's so complex and
God.
He's not.
conflicted. Like
He really isn't.
everyone, all of the characters were complex and had conflict.
Some were
Right.
way more complex than he ever was.
Like Druig.
Exactly.
We gotta talk about Druig now, because
I was gonna say, do you two want to have the discussion?
yeah, we need to have.
Go,
we need to
yeah,
talk
go.
about it.
Me
Okay,
and
look,
Victoria are gonna kick back.
I'm
and
going.
watch.
No, I'm gonna. Okay, hang on. Respectfully, you can like Druig. There's nothing wrong with liking Druig. I like
He's
Druig.
backtracking.
No, I'm not backtracking. I'm
Stalling,
just
guys.
like we're all like. I've said that Druig is an interesting character because like his intentions are good, right? Like his intentions are good. His execution is just it's rooted in very just like gray practice, you know.
Mhm.
And while like he's like, yeah, I want to protect these people by mind controlling them. It's like, I don't know about that. That seems a little weird to me.
Okay, but like, Nick, let me ask you this, because
Sure.
this is how I approached it. This is why I like Druig. It's the fact that let's look at all the events that have happened in, say, this recent year. If you can just mind control to stop being the pieces of shit that they are, to stop killing each other, so that you can have genuine discussions to
Right.
prevent any form of hostilities between other groups, would you not take that opportunity?
I would ask myself, and this is the same question I would ask the stance that like Druig is in: are you progressing, or are you keeping something consistent? Because if you are simply trying to just protect them, great, fantastic. But if you are the person that's judging whether or not, I don't know if this is the way they should go, how do you know you're not stopping progression for them? How do you know what's good for them? You like, in Druig's mind, he is correct in like feeling like, I need to protect these people, and that's fine. But it's like, he's playing God for these people, which he is a god, but
like he has the power to do so.
Yeah.
And that's why he felt, that pressure, because he does that whole, not like monologue, but he says, you don't know how it feels to
Just
you know
watch.
to watch, but you can actually
You
do something about it. And
But
that's,
you have
I
to
was
hold
like,
back.
wow.
Yeah.
And
he's like, for so long Ajax has been holding him back, right? Because he's like, I can do these great things, right? And I can stop this, so why are you making me like not interfere when I can protect the planet that we love and have grown to care for? Like, why are you doing that to me? And it definitely does take a mental toll on him.
And obviously too, because like he learns later, like, oh, she was stopping him because war and stuff breeds innovation too,
right.
which gets it to that point. But what I also
It is true,
because like Druig, at least in my mind, is like, yes, he has good intention. He doesn't want to see these people die for no reason when he
Any
knows
reasons.
like you could just, why are you just fighting over this petty thing? Stupid people, you're gonna lose your life. And I think what it was too, like, at least from what I took away from the movie, he wasn't controlling every essence of there being like the hex in WandaVision.
Right, yeah.
Like, he only sparked on when there was something to
Do something.
like some conflict, or
there's definitely aspects of
communicate
his
or whatever.
abilities, where he can like
So he
show
wasn't 100%
understanding.
alone all the time.
Yeah.
I can imagine if people wanted to leave,
He's like,
they
well, yeah.
probably could.
Well, I don't see. That's the thing. That's the biggest debate on whether or not.
Maybe.
Like, yeah, it's like, no, I'm here to protect you. Why would you want to leave? You know.
So what I'm hearing is we need a Druid show.
No. Well, okay. I think
that
the
show would
biggest,
be
it's the biggest counterpoint they do introduce in the movie is the fact that he did mind control them, and one of them did die, and it's like, okay,
I'm pretty sure more than one died.
Exactly. So
like,
it's like
he also used them, to fight the deviant, and like it ends up like he's actually putting them in danger by
mind controlling them. But by
in that case, though, like, what did you expect him to do?
I don't know.
His main ability is mind control.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the thing, you don't know.
You don't know.
Like, there's strength in numbers in that circumstance.
And
so like, yeah, someone died, but like, I kind of get it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, if he himself cannot make the perfect decision to keep everybody safe 100% of the time, how right is he? Should he be making them? That's the question. And he's a very complex. I think he is probably one of the most complex characters, because like his extension of ideology of protecting people, but having the power of mind control is like two sides of the same coin. It's like, yes, you want to protect them, but you're also robbing them of their freedoms. You're robbing
human
them
experiences.
It's human experiences. Yeah. What do you judge as right? What do you judge as wrong? And one of the one creator that I had talked to, or like I saw on TikTok, she had said, her name is Rocio. I gotta find it. She's a friend of mine, but she said that like in this, when the whole attack was happening, when they had first left, he brought everybody, the attackers and the citizens, right? And he made all of them live together, right? And they spoke Spanish, which is, from Spain, right? So that colonizer mentality still existed in that community. Did he recognize it? This is like a small detail, right? But it's one of those, like, what is he judging is right is wrong, right?
I feel like in that circumstance, though, like, he took control of them so that they'd stop fighting, and then he just kind of let them go and just let human discussions take place, I guess. So
maybe
whatever would have happened just still happened.
Maybe,
as long as there wasn't murdering of each other.
Yeah.
Let's see, like that's
because like that's all he knew, because like he obviously didn't live his life as a human. He didn't like have these experiences. He was created and brought to this planet to protect the people, but he's like, how can I protect the people?
The only way I know how.
Killing each other.
Yeah, the only way I know how.
But he also like
knew
knew
not letting me stop it.
Yeah.
He also knew enough that like, oh, I can't control all these people, because he must have known that of that experience too. So like, he only did it to a village.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
it's
See,
like
there's a lot to
he knew
to
enough
unpack there.
Yeah.
He can't actually do that for the whole planet.
Mhm.
Whether like, yeah, sure,
I
there's
mean, with a
probably some
Unimind, he probably
limitation.
could've.
Yeah,
Even-
some.
That's a
even
scary
he
thought,
knew.
you know, when you
Even
think
he
about
knew
it.
that he's not strong enough.
Yeah.
Like when he was talking, I literally was about to call her Gemma. When he was talking to Cersei, he was
Yeah.
like, "You want me to do this, but I know that I'm not strong enough."
Mhm.
Like he knows. Like if he could do the entire planet, he would.
Yeah.
He
Not do
probably
the
would
entire
have.
planet, but if he could-
He would have stopped Hiroshima, and Fastos wouldn't have had to have
Totally.
guilt on him.
Exactly, and that's what I love about like Druig. I just think he's like such a he's
A
not a
unique-
he's not a simple character.
He's not. No, he's very
unique,
complex.
very different.
No, extremely
And
complex.
he's not the good guy, he's not the bad guy, you know? He has
He is Druig.
He's
He's
just Druig.
trying
Druid.
his
He's
best.
trying
in
his
way
best.
to protect the people.
He's
even
trying his
though
best.
It's not
It's
wrong,
just-
but like at least compared to like Icarus was like, fuck these people.
Yeah,
we're
no,
above
like,
them.
fuck
I'm gonna
'em.
kill them all.
He's in it
just
for
like,
his own
"Wait a minute,
benefit."
Yeah.
Mhm.
we ended up breaking up because he couldn't just
Right.
sit there and just accept it
Yeah.
yeah.
that people are killing themselves. So like, yeah, he has love and sympathy for these humans.
Mhm.
The way he expresses it, not quite
not the
right,
greatest.
not right at all. But
Now the one thing is the turning point for him is when he's reunited with Makari, right? So like their relationship
beautiful
is so cute.
Makari.
Like I'll say that their relationship is really cute, and I love Makari. The thing, the thing with Makari is she's just the funnest character out of all of them. She's just a bundle of energy. She's always. I was happy every time I saw her on screen. Like she's
Right?
yeah,
just like, oh man, a good moment, you know.
I liked her little home she made for herself.
Yeah.
And thing. It's
Right?
like she
Mhm.
collected the artifacts that interested her.
Yeah.
She got the snacks that she wanted. Like she was just vibing.
Yeah,
I
there was
think
a-
I sent it to all of you. But
Fastos
did
is
you
like,
guys
"What
see
did
the
you
video where Lauren Ridloff is showing how you do like each and every single ASL set
yeah,
motion
the
for
ASL name. They
Mhm.
yeah for
created
every
each
single
of
one.
the
Gilgamesh is
characters.
just
yeah,
it's great. I love
Makari
it.
is like
Yeah.
what is like it also comes from one of the signs for her
Yeah.
husband's name,
Yeah.
which is adorable.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. For Makari, the thing that sucked was that she wasn't in it a lot. And
Yeah.
I think
Sequel.
like everyone got to live experiences, and like we just got to see her as like she was just chilling the ship the whole time.
Like,
And
what
it's
did
like,
she do? Like,
yeah,
I
what did she
wanna know,
do?
did she come back to the
Yeah.
ship? Like,
Yeah.
with the earthquake, where she's like, oh, we're all gonna be reunited. So
Yeah.
I might as
Did
well
she
go here.
just-
But like, was she somewhere else?
But she just
before? Like,
wait.
she had
very
she,
little.
at least out of all of the characters, she had probably the least depth.
Mhm.
Like she didn't do anything harmful to the planet. She just kind of like did her thing, which
She
is
was
cool.
just the
which is-
most hopeful out of all of them.
Yeah, I think her.
yeah,
Yeah.
she loved the planet and everything. And like I'm
Mhm.
just like,
Mhm.
but she didn't have too much conflict other than like, oh yeah, planet's dying. Yeah, I want to help.
Mhm, yeah,
I want to
duh.
help save them.
I love you guys.
Just like-
she's like the
Like
innocent.
finally something
the
interesting,
innocent
something to
one.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been
Um,
waiting. Like I'm not allowed to like step in for Thanos. I'm not allowed to
Mhm.
step in for all these other things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just chill.
But I think her relationship with Druig is like very much needed because again, like Druig was kind of sitting on that ambiguity level of like where does this guy fall, right? Like is he's a little dangerous, he's a little problematic, kind of like cult leaderish, but like what's the one thing that's gonna make him just like okay, he's still a good guy, and it is Makari. I think like he has those human moments with Makari, and
Makari is just what grounds Druig. I
yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
that's what kind of her role plays into grounding Druig, and being the actress. Oh my God, forgive me for not
think.
remembering
Lauren
her
Ridloff.
name. Lauren Woodloff. She did an amazing job.
Yes.
Being Makari, and you have to imagine like, being deaf and sign languaging. Like she's so verbal in her like movement.
Just physical.
Mhm.
Everything
Yeah.
about, which I think even adds to her speedster thing, because like everything about her is motion. It
Mhm.
has
Yeah.
to be motion, and you appreciate that like in a different kind of level. It's like not only is it like inclusive and seeing people like sign and stuff, but like it is a part of who she is because it's
Mhm.
literally her power. It's literally motion, like being a
Mhm.
speedster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which by the way is the best speedster in movies. And I attribute
Yes.
that
her
to
running
no.
scenes.
Yeah,
Best running scene out of any superhero movie ever. It beats out Quicksilver, beats out Flash. I don't care.
I attribute that
I
to
stand by
no
that.
slow-mos. There's no slow-mo.
I love the fact that
There's
there's
no
no
slow-mo.
slow-mo.
Yes.
Because you
It's
know.
they take you with the ride for her.
Yeah.
They don't just make you feel like you're a part of the environment. No, you
Twilight?
feel like you're with the ride.
That's the best. That's the best speedster right there. The Cullen family.
I mean, you're on the ride.
You know, I
with them.
can't disagree because it's true, but at the same time, god damn it.
No, but I love she's like, even though like she didn't need all that extra conflict because she's just, her role in that family is basically the heart, the love.
Yeah,
like,
she's the heart to love. Yeah.
she makes everyone smile, and that's okay with me. I love that. But since we're talking about Makari now, there's a couple things like I love the ASL. I love that like fucking searches to take classes. So I'm so like I loved seeing her side. Like seeing her on screen every time also made me want to tear up too.
Mhm.
But it made me kind of mad that anytime an Eternal is talking to
Yeah,
her,
you brought this up. Yeah.
she's not.
Yeah.
They're not always signing with her. It'd be like, oh yeah, maybe it's because she could feel the vibrations. Like she knows when people are speaking, but that doesn't necessarily mean she knows what they're saying. Like, okay, she has years of practice, but like, there's also speaks so many languages.
Mhm.
Like, if you're gonna have a one-on-one conversation, like, have the person she's talking to sign, or have a little bit of thing in the background where you see Druig
Someone
just translating to her or
Yeah.
whatever. Just like one or two establishing shots, or like they have group conversations and you just see it in the background, be like, okay, we assume that that's
Mhm.
what's going on,
Mhm.
but we don't see that. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
why are you only signing to her part of the time?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
guys have lived
Yeah.
with her for centuries. Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
It should be
Yeah,
like a
that's-
thing.
That's what kind
Like
of
I get
annoyed
like
me
you
as
don't want to
well.
have like the actors doing that the entire time, but like that's what their family would have done.
The commitment.
Exactly.
But it is
Yeah.
about
But
the
also
commitment,
just
though.
do that like a couple, like, yeah, sure, if you want to be lazy about it, like, yeah, have Druig in the background of a couple shots and being like, okay, yeah, he's making sure she knows what's up.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, don't have her just like looking at somebody who's speaking with their back faced away from
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's what kind of, because like what I loved, like once again going back to Druig and Makari, what I love is that when he's talking to her.
Yeah.
That he is not looking this way. He's looking directly at her, making sure that he can read her, that she can read his lips, and he's also signing.
Mhm.
That's what I love about it.
Mhm.
It's just gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's the only one that seems like paid enough attention to her needs that way, which like I guess like Gilgamesh and Athena's like they have their like
Can go
that's
for a
like
little
it
bit,
feels like
too.
a part of their bond too of like yeah no like he knows to this is how like we're having a two-way conversation. I'm not going to leave you out for half of it
Yeah.
or whatever. But like, and then my second criticism for it too is we got subtitles when Lauren's speaking. We got subtitles when they're speaking different languages. You have this amazing deaf actress and deaf character, but you're not allowing deaf fans to really experience the movie if you don't put subtitles for everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
You could,
That's true.
it could have.
However, was it when I went to go for the early screening, there were actually two screenings, one for the hearing impaired, and then there was one for standard audiences.
Right.
So
yeah, but they
I
also
do
shouldn't
think there is
need
the two
to
different
separate
ones.
it.
Yeah,
too,
you shouldn't
right?
need to.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch
shouldn't
everything with
have to-
subtitles anyway.
Me too. Me too.
It's become so much of a more of a
It's become much more accepted.
Yeah.
like it's like also too like a standard practice for a lot of people since the pandemic, or
Yeah.
a lot of neurodivergent people
Mhm.
can't really focus or whatever.
Mhm.
Like sometimes like I couldn't understand a couple of the lines in it because
I was gonna say I could have really benefited from all subtitles,
The
especially when
post-credit
Icarus
scene
was
with
speaking.
Dane. I'm like, I don't know who said what. There.
I don't know. Yeah.
I had to Google up his last name because I couldn't
Whitman.
understand Whitman.
Yeah.
Because what?
I only knew it because of my comic book knowledge, but yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree.
So I looked it up. I was
Um,
just like, okay, kind of heard it, but like
I think this is a perfect example
it would
of
have
like
been a perfect opportunity though
Yeah.
for it.
Mhm.
this is a perfect example of like representation. Yeah, it's good that we're making strives, but like to
Only when
constantly
they really want to.
yeah, but constantly keeping it consistent and like holding it accountable. Like, yes, this is great that we're seeing this in this movie, but is it can we do better? Yes, we can continue to do better.
Yeah. It doesn't make it a bad movie or necessarily
Right.
bad representation, but like
Exactly.
it's like we need more.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing.
One of the creators that I wanted to bring up, what is it? Nav the Poet. Just bringing it back to Kingo, because
Yes.
we're gonna revisit Kingo. Is the fact that like Kingo is a great character. He's fun. He does kind of fall into that Asian comedian kind of role, you know, being the comedic relief. But also like Laiba, you had brought this up that he is Pakistani, right? Or did I have it the other way?
Oh,
You
well,
explain it, please.
Kumail's Pakistani.
Kumal is Pakistani, but his character Kingo is technically like Indian.
Indian. He's like
Bollywood?
residing in
so
Indian
he's
culture.
a Bollywood star.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that also made me so happy because, you know, growing up with Bollywood as a kid, it's becoming, you know, more mainstream in Hollywood media. But
How did you feel about the Kingo scene? Because I have a
loved it.
friend who's Indian, and she said it was extremely offensive.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not Indian, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think what Navid said is that like it's a little he brings up that issue that he is Pakistani, and then like, you know, he's a Bollywood star, and there's like things that you can take away from that, like it's not the perfect representation. It's good, it's broad representation, but it can be better, right? And though we do like to see it, we need to address like the issues that are at hand with it, and how we can progress forward better with it. Because if we just say, yeah, this is great, this is fine, we'll just keep doing it. They'll just keep doing it wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep on having more of those tropes and stuff. Because honestly, too, like, because we're getting ready for this movie. Like, it was around Halloween. My mom sent me, showed me a picture of her coworker's son, and they're, I don't know what they are, but they are Desi too. And like her son was Black Panther for Halloween, so I was just like,
Hell yeah.
guess what, Mom? He's got an Eternal, like, you know, like he's gonna actually see, like, he doesn't have
He'll
to
get to
like,
see a bit of
group
himself,
himself in with like Black characters too. Like he'll have his own character. But so I thought that was like super sweet, because I'm like, that little boy is gonna be so fucking excited.
Yeah.
Right?
Seeing the Kingo
like,
in Disneyland.
Oh
but
man,
yeah,
With such
oh my
a cool
god,
power
he's
as well.
Such a
Yeah.
yeah.
Kingo's
But
so fun.
Literally Kamehameha.
Yeah, he did.
like,
That was so fun.
Dude.
I love it the moment when he kills the deviant and just goes, Karun, did you get it?
Did you get it, dude?
Oh man, Karun was so fun too. I love
He's so
Karun.
fun.
Yeah.
But
I'm not
another
gonna
thing about Kingo too is the actor. Again, I mean, like with Chloe, she was telling everyone's like, I picked you because like you represent these characters, play it like yourself. He didn't get asked to be super jacked to be for the role, but like he's like what, like the first main like Desi hero in Marvel.
The only one.
Yeah,
the only one
for now.
So
Yeah,
like
he
like I think I've seen some interviews where he's talking about like he felt that responsibility, like
he felt pressured.
Yeah, pressure to like be jacked or whatever to get more representation and people to like him, but also like to show his country of being like, check me out. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm like pioneering this representation here. Like it's like so much pressure. So I'm just like, ugh.
Someone
like I'm very happy that we have some Desi.
I saw like the reverse argument on TikTok where people were like, oh yeah, like he got jacked for the role, and like we need to talk about how like that's a problem. It's like, no, the problem is he is a result of that problem. Like he's feeling the pressure.
He wasn't asked to.
Yeah, he wasn't asked to. Like, nobody asked him to. He did it himself, and that's like a contributing factor of like pressure. That's a contributing factor of like, you know, self-acceptance and like how he wanted to be represented on film. Like that's.
It's not wrong that he wanted
it's not wrong.
Be jacked.
Yeah.
Like if I was in a Marvel movie, I would want to jacked. But
no,
like,
I would. Yeah.
I shouldn't have to be told or feel pressured because of the position in my character I'm in to do that.
However, his arms did look wonderful.
They did, yeah.
Let's see.
Like
they put him in a vest, and that was a good move.
He had the opportunity and he took it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he wanted to do it, so let him do it. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand like the big. It's his body. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it.
Yeah,
it's
like,
not like
I'm
Marvel was like, do this or else we're not gonna cast you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that like Marvel didn't pressure him, but like it's just the society.
The society,
Yeah.
the social
Yeah.
aspect, like what was it going to mean for him? Like his own self-image. It's a lot to just think about. Again,
But if I was him, I
movie.
would have
Crazy.
gotten
I
Jack
would
because
have
I
Jack
would
up for a Marvel
Yeah.
movie.
Dude, they would pay for your trainers. I would. do
Yeah,
it.
exactly,
I would take
man.
it.
Forget about it.
I'd do it.
Come on.
But on the other hand, I feel like I'd be like Robert Pattinson with Batman and be like, oh, Trin. He's like, maybe not. Oh, give me 6 weeks to try and maybe not.
Well, I do appreciate that a character like Kingo makes that final decision to be like out of the final fight, because again, I do think like a character.
I'm glad they didn't bring him back last minute.
Yeah.
Like he committed to that.
It does kind of boil down his character, just like you were strictly here for comedy, like you were strictly here for comedic relief. Even though again, I appreciate that there was a character that existed like that. Did it have to be Kingo? I don't know. And I think Sprite, you and I talked about Sprite, Victoria, and how like Sprite is if it was Sprite and Kingo reversed, it would have been like a completely different conversation. Because like everyone's like kind of forgiving of Kingo. I'm like, okay, I kind of get where he's coming from. But if Sprite did that, it would have been like, she's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, people
And
are
then
already going
Kingo
that way.
stayed.
Yeah.
The roles reversed. Like I feel like he would get a lot less shit for staying with Icarus.
Yeah.
Than she did for staying with Icarus, and she would have got more shit for leaving the fight than he did.
Yeah.
And it's like I know there's
She couldn't
definitely
win.
some form of misogyny in there of like, oh well, she's too passive, she's whatever, this and that, and it's just like, well, they were in a very similar positions. Like, oh, they like Earth, they love the Earth, they love the people. I mean, she wanted to be a part of the people, and that's where some of her conflicts were. And
I feel like that could have just been enough for the motivation for her, though.
Yeah, but so she didn't need to be in love with Icarus, but I feel like she was more in love with the idea, like being like, I wish I had a partner that I could spend eternity with, and I could be open with, and like possibly even like she couldn't even do like fast oats and have a family with, because by society she's also really not accepted. But like they were in a similar position. Like, well, they both think, maybe preventing a celestial from being born is wrong. Also, I see Icarus as a leader. I also love the people of Earth. All she did was really just actually like, I will actually pick a side.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Sprite, Laiba? Like, did you have any outlasting?
I don't know. It's not that I like not that I hated Sprite. It's just like I personally couldn't see eye to eye with Sprite, because like, well, the first time watching it, I was like, oh, why would you do that? Like, like you're leaving your family for a boy. Yeah. First of all,
I can get that. She stabbed Cersei though. Like she just straight up stabbed.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
She did.
I do subscribe to the idea though, at the same time, that like, because Kingo has an ego to him, that he was just making an overzealous assumption about Sprite. So in my eyes, just Kingo was wrong, and that Sprite doesn't have the thing for Icarus. Just because I don't think it was needed. I really don't like that little plot point.
I saw it as just like a crush.
Yeah.
Like
something like that. Yeah.
I feel like she didn't like Icarus, but it was just like a little crush, and she loved the idea of like being
with someone.
Somebody,
also,
right? Like looking
full
at
credit
her.
to Leah McHugh.
Oh my god!
Wonderful performance.
Like,
sold me so well.
Yeah.
So good.
And I definitely agree that like I feel like Sprite and Kingo, not the fact that they're the same, but like they have similarities. It's just Kingo handled it a different way. Like to me, Sprite kind of seemed like not cold-hearted, but like I just feel like she didn't care. Right. But with Kingo, there are like certain things that he did where I could tell that he cared.
Yeah.
You know? That like he protected Makari like multiple times.
When freaking Icarus attacked.
Yeah, when Icarus attacked her, and also when they first like split up, when Thena attacked her, right? And Thena woke up, Kingo immediately went in front of Makari. Like it's the little things that he did, you know, where you're like, he cares.
Yeah,
she cares. And
she seemed to have like a jaded view her entire existence.
Do you think she had like resentment towards Cersei? because of like that
Oh, yeah.
relationship they had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like especially too with living with Cersei, especially in London, and seeing Cersei get into this relationship who's not Icarus, so like she has both. She has the opportunity to have a life or be with other people and fall in love again, and it's like this added resentment too of like also you're not with the guy that technically like that she thinks she's in love with, but I don't think she was. Like, yeah, it's I love the idea of you or what we could be or whatever. It's just like she was just harboring those thoughts for like thousands of years, especially too like also the little kind of like small aggressions of like, haha, we give you non-alcoholic, like you're small, haha. Like it's just like, yeah, you fucking snap at some point.
Yeah,
I love Gilgamesh's greeting to Sprite. It was just like, oh, Sprite, you look younger.
Yeah. Like those things add up. But like I also to see her in a kind of like a queer way, not in the sense like I know a lot of people want her to be no, like a lot of people want her to be non-binary and stuff, and like you know what, like fair, like if she doesn't, why not, whatever, like it makes sense with her power set, but then it also falls in the trope of like shapeshifters being non-binary and stuff. So I'm like, no, I'm like her being like a woman, I don't care, but like the fact that like she felt othered a lot by her family, she can't openly love and like keep on being constantly beat down, but also like her power is literally like masking. Like she does illusions, like there is a lot of similarities there, so I'm just like, yeah, she didn't do what was right. And it ends up feeling kind of like when you have people who are they have like their internalized homophobia and like they're a bully before they're out or whatever, so like it feels reminds me of those kind of like experiences, but especially too like her power is literally nothing. She can be whoever she wants, except she can't.
Someone tries to,
So like, yeah, she didn't do what's right. She's not necessarily likable. You can't see those little moments of like actually she does care, but like, you know what? I see where all of this internalized resentment and
it's coming from.
Hatred and stuff like she because like that covers her view of like seeing that she's in a family who loves her and she can have love and be with her family for the rest of the life, but like
she's got a lot to unpack, I think.
Definitely a very nuanced character.
Who haven't
I hate it when people just like get a statement like, oh, let me throw this trash out, and they're like throwing out a can of Sprite. Be like, you haven't really considered those little nuances, and I know you didn't, and I'm not going to say anything. I'll just click not interested. Get me off the side of TikTok. But like,
they're all complex. I think
inherently
they've all got
bad.
like a level. Who haven't we talked about yet?
Fastos.
Ajax.
Oh, Ajax and
Fastos.
Ajax,
What were you gonna say, Laiba? You were gonna say something.
I was just gonna say I wonder what they're gonna do with Sprite.
Oh, I think partially the reason
I feel like
they
she's
had to
gonna be traumatized because Kingo got taken away from her. Like he literally he went away. Like I wonder what she's gonna do.
At least she has Corinne
now.
Well, I think part of the reason is also because like obviously the actors are gonna age up, so they're like we have to come up with a solution where she's gonna age.
Make her human.
But it added to her character, so I guess that's okay. We have Ajax and we have to talk about that. We can't just talk about like 8 of them and be like, all right, we're wrapping up.
I do feel like we also need to talk about Crow though.
Oh yeah,
the Deviant.
Let's talk the other two first, and then Crow. Crow's a throwaway,
I have
honestly.
Things to say about that.
Okay, yeah.
You know, let's talk about Fastos because talking about like queer experiences and stuff. Oh my God, seeing him and his husband and his family made me want to cry.
It was so cute.
People who say that is forced SJW bullshit need to die.
Yeah, man. Fastos was so cool.
I love Fastos.
His dilemma with like the thirst for knowledge and then the thirst for progression and then realizing that is fucking destruction. Wild.
And like how the wars breed the innovation, so he's happy they're innovating, except for like if he's helped them anyways, then the cost is him. And so he feels all this responsibility of any of the horrible technology side. we humans like use the technology to create, and it's just like, especially as an engineer, like that fucking weight of like, like that's why in Canada you have iron rings, because you feel this, like you have to have this remembrance of the ethics of like lives are at stake with the things that we design, and it hit me in that way too, and I'm like,
did you guys? Okay, was this a joke? Because someone has to like make this valid for me. He invents like the combustion engine, the combustion engine, whatever, and everyone's like, no, they're like, it's way too early for that. And he's like, all right then, here's a plow.
Here's a plow.
As in like,
here's a plow.
As in like, fuck me, right? Like, just
I guarantee you that was the joke.
He's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck what I'm doing. Humanity can go fuck themselves.
I love Fastos. Fastos' attitude was just golden.
Yeah, I also loved how, you know, like he took the time he needed to heal, and he found love and acceptance, and his
partner,
like his partner knew what he was and stuff too. I can imagine to some extent, like how Dane Cersei was probably not human. Like,
I love that moment between him and his husband, and him and his child as well. It's so cute. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite Icarus moments is just kind of like, so you haven't used your powers yet, okay? And then just laser things the door.
What a jerk! What a fucking asshole!
What if Fastos did
this
break
is
powers?
probably made of vibranium.
What if Fastos did use his powers and you just
like not only did you not
his home?
Yeah, not only did you not believe your friend, you literally just broke his table. And you literally just broke his table.
Wow,
and
his son just went to bed, so like he'd hear it too.
I also love that moment though when Fastos has Icarus pinned to the ground and just goes like he's taking satisfaction in clipping his wings.
Yeah,
and good. I love that.
Everyone, I was questioning like where that animosity came from. I was like, why does he hate him so much? But also, it's like I fucking hate that guy. So like,
I get it. Too, so like, I can get
behind
it.
Why does he hate him? I hate him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah. Fuck
also,
that guy.
the fact that like Icarus just did nothing the last number of years.
I mean,
nobody's heard from him. Like,
do you think?
Where did he go?
Do you
what
think
did he do?
It does play into that? Like we had talked before. Like, okay, like obviously Icarus is like a passing white man, and they had lived through these experiences, right? Like, Fastos is like a queer
a gay black man.
Well, again, I think they're all queer, but queer presenting, queer black man. Do you think that like kind of played into the character a little bit and like, oh, I fucking hate, I hate Icarus just because of that, or it was like a contributing factor into like this weird animosity thing
I feel like a lot of their animosity too is just like, because Icarus always had like Fastos' powers of inventing doesn't seem traditionally masculine, I think. So a lot of people probably saw it as weaker, or that he wasn't doing much, especially too with the plow. It's like, oh fine, I'll just give you a plow. Like he has all these ideas. He wants to do so much, but like they're like, no, hold back, or like how much can technology really do? Like you're not the leader type. Like I feel like there's some of that too. It's just like, bro, you completely underestimated. Feeling underestimated too, but like not unappreciated in a way like Spray was just like, oh, I feel resentment for everyone. He's just like,
I always wonder, how does Fastos' like powers work? They're so conditional to like what's in the ship, or like does he take materials that like are around? It's like I was so confused. Just makes it? I don't know.
Like, he has material. Like he's probably. This is how I interpreted it. It's the fact that he created this thing that just works with how his cosmic abilities function. So he can like customize, change. It's a little bit like Blue Beetle's Scarab, I guess. Yeah. So that's how I interpreted it.
And I feel like some of the materials come from energy, kind of like how Dina's just up here.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that, a little bit of what's actually around.
Okay. Yeah.
A little bit of magic.
But I think Fastos is great because like he had a goal and he achieved it and he got everything he wanted. And you're so happy that he got everything he wanted.
Yeah.
He's just like,
and his family is safe, and
it's like he wins the whole thing.
Except
he
for the
won
fact that
everybody.
he got scooped at the end, but
yeah,
yeah.
But
I mean, really sad, but
it's a future.
he's not dead. He just got scooped.
He
Yeah.
better not be dead.
No, he's
What
not.
if he
No.
lost all his memories?
I would die. I would
No!
actually lose my
I will
mind.
cry to sleep.
That would make me cry. I'd be so upset. Can you imagine if you can? Don't you? I don't even want to start
God
this.
damn it,
I don't want to
Moving
start this
on.
idea.
Then they'd
Moving
have to
on to
go back to
Ajax.
the celestial place where they were all.
No. If he has to
get
like
their memories
go back to
and-
Earth, if he has to go back to Earth, and then his dad's and his
At
son's
least
like,
they upload them to a memory bank.
you know,
True.
he's like, oh, Dad, like, where'd you go? And he's like, I don't know who you
Who the
are.
fuck are
And you
you?
would just
Stop.
die. I would just die in
Yeah,
the theater.
no,
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
would
having
literally.
this.
I would literally-
Oh.
I will
leave.
cry.
I would
I don't
leave.
need that.
We're gonna be
As someone
let's
whose
talk-
grandmother had dementia and Alzheimer's, I'm not doing that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm out.
Moving on to Ajax.
Last but not least, not that we hate her, not that we rank her the lowest. It's just she wasn't in it.
She
a
wasn't,
lot, but,
no.
like, I definitely think Salma Hayek's performance was beautiful.
Beautiful.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
mother,
He had my favorite
Mom.
moment in the movie,
mom,
though.
Mom.
mom.
Yeah.
And I think she was absolutely perfect.
Oh, she
for
was
this role. I
fantastic.
honestly do not think that there
Yeah.
was anybody else that could have done that.
She was
Well
such a
done.
graceful leader
Yeah.
when they were together in those like throwback shots and stuff like that. So she commanded a room without like
Yeah, just
you know how Icarus
existing.
were
Like, people just
she
She was
respect
like-
she
her.
was everything
She-
Icarus wanted
just-
to be, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was like, know your place, Icarus. She literally told him that. She's
Yeah, I
like,
was like,
Yep.
I don't know.
Boss
Put him
him back
down.
She girl bossed
Sit
him.
him down.
yeah.
What was it?
Though
I think
I
my
find-
Sorry.
Oh wait.
Go
No,
for it.
you go. You go.
I was just gonna say, like, my favorite moment though is the moment Thena's Madweary comes up for the first time, and then Ajax is going up to her and just going like, "You are loved, Thena. You
Yeah.
are
Please,
just
let's not
amongst
make
your
me cry."
family." That was my favorite moment in the movie, just because
Mhm.
a motherly embrace is just that powerful. I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's where her doubt in the plan and knowing more than they did came in as well.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, well, I could erase you. Do it all the- she knows we do it all the time. I could erase you.
Yeah.
I could do it.
But like that's where she's just like, but
It's just a
that's
Tuesday.
not the person I have this relationship with, like that I
Yeah.
care about. So
Mhm.
she's like, you know what? Screw the plan. I
Live
won't
your
erase
lives.
you when I should have erased you if I was following my orders. If I really
Right.
cared, or what, or if I really didn't care, or if I only really cared about the Celestials or something, like she would have erased everyone probably.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And brought them new. But like that's where her conflict started coming in. But like I like her character a lot, even though she made some of the wrong decisions too.
Yes.
Just like, why did she only feel bad and wanted to bring everyone together 6 days before? Like,
Yeah.
what prompted that change? When is this set? Why didn't you bring people together before if you knew this was going to happen?
Right.
Or was it because you knew Icarus would probably freak out? I
Mhm.
mean, he did, but like, did he come to her first?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
That's definitely one of the issues with the movie. I think it's the pacing of events.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a
It jumps
pacing.
around a
I
bit
think
too much for
I
me.
don't mind the pacing. I think it was a consistency in a lot of the
at
details.
least 6 days, taking over a week is a lot more believable than that.
Yeah.
Oh man, the one thing that gets me out of like Star Wars, especially like what
Last
Force
Jedi,
Awakens, is like
yeah.
Force Awakens. They were just like, we have 15 minutes. Like there was like 45 minutes of the movie left.
Yeah, you're lying.
Also space. Why does time work like that? But also, I mean, I guess it was to do with the timing of the when the earthquakes
Like, happened.
started to
Right, yeah.
happening. So I guess like how is Ajax supposed to know exactly when this might happen until there's a sign? But
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm.
She could have said something to maybe not just Icarus earlier.
Yeah.
If she had some doubts.
I have so I have had people like say, "Oh, well, I don't like Icarus. I don't like anything Icarus stood for. I don't like the decision he made. He's a bad guy." And everyone's like, "Well, Ajax made the same decision." Ajax wanted to
she
change
didn't.
what she did. She
Yeah.
understood what she was doing was wrong, and she wanted to change it. And then
And
Icarus,
she kept on like going to the Celestial too and being like, "Oh, so there's something about these humans." Like
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
had a very
she
strong
tried.
connection to
Mhm.
them.
And she also still visited the other Eternals. Like, we
Yeah.
see Phastos and Ajax after Hiroshima.
yeah, and it's
Mhm.
like, no, they're not the same. I mean, like obviously, like Ajax got her issues. Like she's part of the
Mhm.
problem for sure, but she has remorse. Icarus has no remorse. Icarus is like, he literally could not
He's
handle.
unapologetic.
He could literally not handle the consequences of his own actions and threw himself in the sun.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you fuck that
Legit.
guy. Just fuck
Like,
that
yeah,
guy.
she knew this was wrong, carrying this weight, or like knowing like their purpose for not telling people that was the wrong thing. But she wanted to get the people together. She wanted to do that. She wanted to fight back and make a difference. And yeah, fucking Icarus.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I don't want to be judged by the Celestial for failing my mission, even though I try to stop you, and I don't technically really want to kill all of you.
I'm not technically wrong. You know,
but I would have killed all of you raw.
Actually, we're supposed to do
my
this.
girlfriend didn't take me back, so I'm gonna throw myself
other
in
guy
the
now.
sun.
I think we should just kill it.
Nice from that guy from Game of Thrones.
But yeah, like I don't get the people who say like he should have a redemption arc. Well, like, number one, he's
No.
dead. I know
Fuck
that's
that guy.
not. I know that's like not dead.
I think they're gonna
always
come back.
mean Dead.
That's what I hate. I literally hate that idea because it's like, oh, everyone's like, I hope he
But
comes
he
back.
also
I
didn't want
literally
any-
don't.
He
Well, here's the
literally
thing.
didn't want any fucking redemption. Like he didn't want to be redeemed. He didn't have any conflict over what he did. He
Yeah.
didn't
He
think he
accepted
did
it.
anything wrong.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be like, I don't want the consequences of
I-
failing. So stupid.
Man,
Yeah.
bro.
We're not talking about
Um,
Icarus because apparently we just talked about him in every
did.
aspect of
We
every
we talked about
character.
him a lot.
We did.
White man, no.
No, white man, no!
Did anyone try to
We-
stop him? No, of course.
We did talk about this earlier, but I feel like we should talk about it a bit more. What parts of the film or what point at the film did you get really emotional?
Ooh,
All of it.
that's a
I
good
mean,
one.
I told mine, the Athena and Ajax one,
Yeah.
and Gil dying, of course, but
Gillick dying was like the moment
Yeah.
for me, I think.
I
when
pretty much
Gillick-
just went daddy no.
I was like, fuck this movie. I hate this
I
movie.
I also
This movie
cried
sucks.
when Fastos had to leave his husband and his
Oh,
kid
yeah.
to
Yeah.
their kiss goodbye of like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you that
I don't know if
acceptance
he
of
told
like I have
them.
to let. I think he was around.
I don't
of,
think he
like,
told the
di-
kid at least.
No, I don't think
You're
I-
gonna die in a few days,
Oh,
son,
dumb.
if I
Daddy
don't
has.
succeed.
I feel like it was along the line of Daddy has to go save the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, as a kid, like, oh, of course he's gonna come back. But like, the husband knows, like, this might be it. Like,
Yeah.
I know you're immortal, but
I know you gotta go. Ugh,
this is a
yeah.
cosmic level.
Ugh, God.
That made me cry. I mean, like, there's so many moments made me cry. Like, the end made me cry. The beginning, even some of the beginning stuff made me cry.
Seeing
But,
Harry
like
Styles.
that one, that did not make me cry.
I tried to cry. She grabbed my arm and dug her nails into it.
My fiance did the same thing. She freaked out. She was
Yeah.
like,
My mom was like, "Huh?" I'm like, "That's Harry Styles." And she's like, "Oh," but
One Direction.
No, but the
What about the
fucking-
hairstyles?
Yeah, that was the one. No, I was just gonna say the Fastos
Mm.
accepting and like making peace, like his husband also making peace with him of like, this is for the greater
great, good.
good for our
Yeah.
to raise a family. We have to have a world to live in. So it's like, I don't know, that made me cry. Also, like the potential of dead dads.
Yeah. Mm. What about you, Laiba? What was your most emotional moment?
I think definitely when Gilgamesh died.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
also when Athena, it's the same time when Gilgamesh was fighting the deviant. When
Oh, yeah. She's
Athena
just...
was going through her mad weird and she was like shaking, and I was like, I couldn't take it. I was like, because
Superb acting from Angelina.
yeah, I did
Yeah.
not expect that from Angelina Jolie. And when she was with Crow as well,
Oops.
I
Yeah.
God, it made me so
He
emotional.
died.
That was such an emotional
roller coaster.
too.
And
Yeah.
when Druig died, it's just Makaria's reaction that just got me.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
The
sad.
attempted screaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
good. It's so many emotional moments in that movie, and just like
yeah,
you could feel all of it, you know. And that's why I think like people who don't like this movie just like lack empathy.
Don't like people,
they don't like
right?
They
people.
have zero emotion.
like how is it after that 2 hours and 37 minutes you don't feel attached to these characters?
Yeah, how do you
At
not
least
like
one
these
of them.
characters?
Like,
I don't
there's
get it.
Somebody
Right.
for everyone. Literally, that's
Exactly.
why there's. Like they're like, oh, so diverse. Be like, yeah, but did you see yourself in it? Yeah.
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 It's because the only good white man left was one with morals. That's why they couldn't relate to him.
Yeah,
That's why they couldn't
no.
enjoy this movie.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's just go with that.
I can't hang with those people. They're just like, oh yeah, the characters suck. Why do you say that? Literally, why?
Why?
Like, are you dumb? Like, I don't get it. That just doesn't make any
I didn't
sense
see
to me.
myself in the character. How's that?
How is that?
They didn't look like.
Was the
a
only
hero.
one that you saw
Why?
yourself in? Did he throw himself into the sun? Did you feel
Was
like
he the bad guy?
was it the bad guy?
Why are they so
Laiba,
upset
did you
about that
have a guy
when
who was
Dane
mad
is
about
right
that?
there?
Yeah, like, are you upset
Did
that
I?
the
Like-
only white guy threw himself into the sun?
I-
Are you feeling misrepresented? That sucks. That's how we
Do you
feel.
feel like you're being stereotyped
constantly.
as a villain lately?
Do you
Thing
feel?
is,
Do you
like,
feel like you
have a
support?
good, healthy white boy right there? Like he was
Yeah.
like, oh, my girlfriend. Oh, she has to go save the world. Well, yeah, I'm gonna let
Well,
her
that's
do
the
that.
thing,
I'm
though.
also
He's not toxic
gonna...
enough.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, her ex came by. Like a lot more people would be a lot more jealous. He's just like, okay, cool, yeah.
Can I be a giraffe?
But I'll trust you. And like, and they come back. It's just like they're like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
cool,
Really want to
Oh
be a
man.
draft.
Okay.
back together. Like I don't know.
I guess the last character we talk about is Crow, which is
Please.
I don't really know. He was kind of like a throwaway for me. Like,
That's
you know?
why. Okay, that's like my biggest issue with this.
I didn't
movie,
care
though.
for him.
I didn't care.
I was just
for
like,
him.
That's the
what
thing.
a,
Give a
I was
fuck
like, what a
about Crow.
freaking weirdo! Like,
What a goddamn weirdo.
First off,
felt
the
me a
amount of
little.
Why is he in everybody's business?
the amount of
Literally.
people I've seen who want to fuck Crow though is
That's weird. Mm-mm.
Is it because he's voiced by Bill Skarsgård?
Probably.
I mean that, and then just the fact that kind
They
of
made him
harkening
hot
back-
at the end for some reason.
Yeah, they had some handsome features on him. I'll give him that. That CGI face, I was like,
Okay, a big muscle,
Tentacle
you know,
fucking?
face, whatever. Like it's not.
Can that count as goo fucking?
yeah. I will
Guys,
say
he had 6 eyes. Okay,
Yeah, he had
he had 6 eyes.
okay.
That's the 8? No, 4.
More
Yeah,
places to
4.
look into.
Oh.
The thing
Oh,
is,
God.
I will give
More
the
windows to the soul.
I will
I
fuck.
knew someone was gonna say that.
I will give the monster designs for the deviants were pretty cool. I think it was pretty unique in the way that like they all look kind of muscly and like grayish and blue, but you can distinctly see which one
viney.
was which. Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like that's pretty challenging because it's like shape. That's a lot of shape language and shape design that you have to deal with, especially with
They're
like
not all putties.
these like kind of messy looking monsters. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. They did an excellent job with that. With Crow specifically, and this is just my critique for the movie, is like in the inconsistencies of the deviants. It's like, okay, the Celestials made the deviants, right? And then
By
they're like,
accident.
yeah, this is gonna be our solution to like produce more Celestials. And then they realized that didn't work, and I was like, okay, you know what? Well, we have all encompassing power. We can probably fix that. No, we're just gonna give a hot fix and send different kinds of deviants
Here's the patch
that
for
way.
it.
Yeah, here's the patch for it, and then that'll fix our previous problem. But now the Eternals are now their current problem. So it's like, and they could go to the planet and they pulled them from Earth, and they're like, "You're coming with us." Why couldn't you just do that with the Deviants? I don't
The
understand.
Deviants felt like that was like I feel like the weakest part of the thing because it's just like okay they hinted at the fact like oh now they are conscious
Conscious,
like we
yeah.
are.
It's like,
Definitely
But
could have
then
just
they
used them
all
to continue to be
die?
mindless.
yeah. I was
But
like,
they're also not in other. I guess they're in different stages of evolutions on different
Yeah,
planets.
see-
But like, I don't know why they needed to make Crow
this like
Fuck.
embodied
humanoid
character.
at
Yeah,
the
it was
end
really weird.
either. That
Um,
was weird because I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure, he's got the powers. He's evolving faster.
I think it's just because they wanted that Fina moment in the cave.
that was
but,
weird.
like,
That's a weird. That's a
yeah.
weird
That was
dynamic.
weird.
Then it's like to
was like-
specifically have that
Like,
moment
why
just for that
can't
moment.
In the
have
comics, Crows
non-humanoid
has a
looking
relationship
people
with her.
to
Blech.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, that was one
Well,
of the
there's a
theories
guys, I
coming
like-
up
by the way.
saying like that's how they were gonna make her the mother of Thanos to and like give birth to Harry Styles. That was a weird theory. But
Yeah.
I'm just like you can have human looking
Aliens.
conscious
Yeah.
aliens. They didn't need to make him like a guy,
Yeah.
a muscly guy.
Yeah.
Voiced by Bill Skarsgård.
Again, it's
Weird.
like that's the biggest critique for me. It's just the inconsistencies and like how they introduce like the dynamics of the Eternals, the dynamics of like how cosmic things are. It's like there's a lot of layers here that aren't needed, or you could have done a lot better. And it's like, it's one of those like nerd details. It's like, I fucking hate this, but they're probably not going to explain it any further than what we got. And it's like, I guess I just have to accept that this is just.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, they set up, like, the fucking, okay, they're conscious. So, like, deviant's gonna be a threat. Like, no.
No, we messed up the first time. We'll send another batch. We messed up this time too. Guess we got to figure something else out. Like,
we'll send Galactus next time.
How celestially powerful are these Celestials? Like, if they can't even fix their own problems properly.
They need the Power Stone to wipe everything out.
I don't know. See, like, these are the inconsistencies like I have to deal with for the rest of my life.
Right.
Okay.
But the characters are so good that I don't care that that doesn't make any sense.
That's the thing. It sticks out a bit too much for me. Like, I could really not have used the Crow stuff and would have preferred more moments between, say, Gilgamesh or Athena, or showing at least one moment where, say, Icarus is becoming, or is like realizing that his love, that his affection for Cersei, I'm not calling that love, that his affection for Cersei led to him deviating from his mission and becoming more caring for humans or something like that. It's just, I feel like you could have utilized the time better by cutting that moment out.
All right, I think we ran every character into the ground.
I mean, the post-credit scene.
I mean, yeah, let's
talk about that. Personally, I loved it.
Of course.
I love the second one.
It was just, it, like, I heard about the rumor 2 years ago, and I was like, no way.
2 years ago? I heard about like 6 months ago. I was like, what?
Oh, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, when
that's why when the leak came out, being like, oh wait, was it just the Harry Styles thing? I thought we knew this.
Yeah, see, I don't remember this. This is not.
Because like it happened like at the San Diego Comic-Con right after they're like, oh, by the way, Harry Styles playing Thanos' brother, and everyone's like, what the where did that came from?
In terms of
so
like
weird.
Scale, because again, I'm not like a One Direction fan. I know who Harry Styles is. Like, it could have been any white boy, and I'll be like, all right, I guess. Like, I don't really know who this guy is.
He does look really good as.
He has a charisma.
Yeah.
I think knowing the comic book version and then seeing Harry Styles, like, you know what? I see it. That's good casting in my book for looks. I don't know how good of an actor he is. I've never seen him act. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact that he is getting into acting. Like I don't understand why people are like, oh, why is he getting into acting? Because he freaking wants to.
Yeah, let him.
Let him do it.
I would have that response if, say, Justin Bieber tried acting, though.
I mean, I like to give everybody chances. I mean, like, Marvel chose him, so I guess that has some kind of merit, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Kanye
said he was going to try acting, I'd be.
I remember there was like some speculation going around that like they were gonna remake Back to the Future and they're gonna have Justin Bieber, and I was like, fuck this movie, not happening. Sorry, nope.
No. Sorry, Bieber.
Sorry, Bieber.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm
not
gonna take a stance on that. What about the second?
You saw my video
with
Dane Whitman and
Blade.
I love it.
Blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just happy that I loved how they hinted, like he was just so close to telling Cersei, like, oh, by the way, my family has a secret. I'm not just regular. You like couldn't have just chose a regular white boy, she. Small intuition,
It's so funny that knowing he's from Game of Thrones, that his powers is like based on being like a Dark Knight, and it's just like, God, you just can't escape this fantasy trope. You literally look like you are from like some foreign kingdom constantly, so you always have to play this guy.
What a sweet boy.
Here's the thing though, like, because Chloe Zhao hadn't confirmed who it was, and I saw it like a few days before most people, right? So my theories were screaming and running around after hearing whoever the fuck that voice was.
Yeah. So,
which turns out to be Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, so it's Blade. So that's cool.
Excited.
Oh man, yeah. The scenes. I don't know. I don't think the scenes were as like impactful because it's just like just a little extra.
They were just hype moments.
Yeah.
It's just hype for like the audience,
Yeah.
They were both of the post credit scenes reminded me more of the early Marvel post-credit scenes. I'll be like, check out, we have some new characters, new stories coming, instead of even the Venom one, or even like the Shang-Chi one of like, oh, something big's coming, or this and that. Like, it feels like it's too integrated part of the story. Like, why? Like,
I do love the Shang-Chi.
It hints at like, okay, that one was really good,
but it expands. It expands the universe. These two kind of just like, I don't know. They felt like hinted. It felt like a little bit of hype,
Just
but
a
it's
little-
like, oh, see, we have more things coming that aren't
Yeah,
always
it's not-
directly
Yeah.
related to the
Es-
bigger
especially with
picture.
like, we have heard very minimal about Blade. We don't have a
Mhm.
trailer. We don't have
Mhm.
anything really.
This actually makes me think he's gonna show up in Moon Knight, which hypes me the hell
He
up
might,
because
yeah.
I love Moon
That's what
Knight.
I was gonna say.
It's like the little bit of taste of like,
Mhm.
there's some cool things a
Like-
brewing.
You can't see him. You
Laiba.
don't know what he looks like, but you can hear him.
Can you imagine if it was Pedro Pascal instead of?
Stop!
Actually, no. Well, quick thing, Laiba, how badly will you freak out if you see Oscar Isaac in Moon Knight and then you see Dane Whitman and Mahershala Ali in it?
I'm gonna pass away.
It passed out. Oh my god. But,
Oh my god.
They will get Pedro in.
All right.
but yeah, I liked how the fact that like even though they were exciting, especially I mean the Harry Styles thing like overshadowed a lot of it, but like people aren't continue only talking about the post-credit scene,
Yeah.
which is like the
Makes me
level
so
of
glad.
post-credit scene that I like. It's like okay, you got the little
It's
the
fun,
Harry
you know,
Styles and we
should be a
have
bonus.
these characters are set up cool, but like the way like after Venom 2 is just like Spider-Verse,
don't even
theorize,
get me
theorize,
started on
theorize,
that.
theorize,
Mhm.
theorize, theorize. It's just like these ones just like, okay, you know these characters are going to be here. There's nothing really to theorize after other than like, oh, he's gonna be in Blade.
Yeah.
It does make me think this though. Like it makes me glad because it helps confirm that the Eternal sequel is Druig, Makari, and Thena for
Yeah.
sure. Like
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be.
Yeah,
the
I like
focus,
that little
which-
bait and switch. That was
Yeah,
that
Mhm.
was I did not expect that.
yeah.
It's
I
like,
loved
oh, they're
it.
gonna like maybe they'll run into the Guardians of the Galaxy. You'll have the other three in space and be like, JK, the ones who stayed on Earth are in trouble, and,
They're
Yeah.
fucked.
and now they have to go back to Earth. And
Yeah.
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 So what's
Also,
our?
Pip the Troll, voiced by Patton Oswalt. I love that man.
Overall, what grade would you like? What would you rate this movie out of?
7.5
7.5.
out of 10.
Interesting.
That's like a B plus.
B plus.
Uh,
All right.
I'm gonna say.
By Canadian grading systems.
I'm gonna say
Mhm.
9 point. Oh well, we usually do 5s, right? Because it's like.
We did do
I
fives.
don't want to
for
do
Venom.
5s for this.
Okay,
This
fine.
one's-
Then if
I do
we're
Oh,
gonna
let's do
do
10 because there's 10 Eternal.
Okay, yeah, 10 out of
Exactly.
10. It's gonna be 9 because fuck Icarus. But it is like my favorite. I think it is. It takes a spot of number 1 for me, like out of all the Marvel films, because there's just so much to unpack. I can literally think about this tomorrow, and still have new thoughts about it. And it's like it's been a week since I've watched it, and I want to go see it again. But I think 9 out of 10, just for the facts that not particularly Icarus, but just like those inconsistencies that my nerd brain has to wrap around for the rest of eternity will always live in my mind. So it's like, okay, well,
What a
that's the
curse.
only flaw that I gotta fucking live with. Like these things they don't explain, fine. That's the only reason it's imperfect. But everything else about the movie, I loved. So it's like 9 out of 10 for me.
yeah, I would also say 9 out of 10. It's not my top spot yet. I actually haven't placed it in the list yet, but I have a very strong urge to rewatch it. Oh, and maybe I'll get into my experience. Watching it the first time.
Yes.
Because that was a shit show. Actually, I'll just get into it
Yeah,
now.
just
It was
do
a
it,
shit show.
Not worse
So
than your
I
Age of
go-
Ultron viewing.
No, not as bad. I didn't have to evacuate the theater, but it would have been better if it could have restarted and not have the things happen.
Sure.
But we're in VIP theater. We order food. They like bring it out to you. First of all, small petty thing, whatever. It's like I ordered a large drink. They brought me a medium. I said, "Hey, I ordered a large," and they never came back. That was just kind of a petty thing because I finished my drink before it ended.
Fair.
But, like,
At least you didn't
whatever,
have to
like, you
run
know,
to the
servers-
washroom or anything.
Servers are busy, sure.
Mhm.
But then during the opening credit scene where they have the little scroll text, the person on the seat beside me came in and he was escorted in. I guess he was in the outside bar area, so like they brought him in to start the movie because he bought a ticket.
Right.
But at that point, I could already tell like there's something uneasy about this guy. He's probably kind of drunk. Like, sure, like the person can be like, "Oh, this is your seat. It's dark." But then he was like, "Oh, where's my food? Where's my food?" And they're like, "Oh, well, you ordered your food out there. I'll bring it in here." And then he was, like, kept on trying to flag down people during the movie, and he would not shut the fuck up. He's alone. We're in the front row, so like he's not really bothering too many people. There's me on one side, and there's I think another couple on the other side. But anytime a woman was on the screen, she's hot. Oh, she's hot.
Oh my god.
Oh, she's hot. Oh my god, I like her. Oh, she's hot. Every single time. It's not just like a once or twice or what. At first time they saw each of the characters, it's not. He's like a 40, 50-year-old guy.
Was he by himself?
He was just like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder
and then
why.
he was just like, because he was fucking. He's a drunk.
Rude ass.
Yeah, but then he. Other characters would be like, "Oh, shut up! Shut the fuck up, white boy! Shut up! Shut up!" Like,
yeah,
he was just yelling at the screen and like this and that, and I'd try to shush him, but like, he was also the kind of guy where I didn't want to get into an altercation.
Fair.
Physically would overpower me, whatever.
Yeah.
And I knew if I went out, I'm like, I didn't want to leave the theater to go get.
They got Johnny in there.
A really drunk guy
Yeah.
beside me, because then he would know it was me. Then he might make more of a scene. So that was very unfortunate. Fortunately, though, I mean, he'd also fall asleep, snore, wake up, yell at the screen. There was no winning, except for he went up to go either pee or to get another drink or something, and they didn't let him back in. I was like, thank God. But that was like halfway through, and then I was on the edge of my seat the entire time because I'm nervous that this guy's gonna come back.
Oh, not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a pleasant viewing experience like that at all. But thankfully, Cineplex gave me a courtesy ticket because I don't normally complain about
I feel
these things, except for the fact that it was very distracting. It wasn't just like, a group of kids, whatever, like this and that. I'm like,
this guy like ruined your experience, basically.
He was drunk enough when they brought him to the seat that I knew he was already pretty gone.
Would smell it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, so it's just like it was a situation where like they probably shouldn't have let him in at the first point. If he was gonna miss his movie, he was gonna miss his movie. Whatever. Yeah. But at least, once they realized that was happening, they handled it well, and they were completely apologetic about it.
Right. So regardless,
at least my courtesy ticket covers an IMAX ticket as well. So
regardless of all that,
I get to go see it again. I'm excited to see it again. This is compared to Shang-Chi. I wanted to see it again, but I also didn't have the opportunity. But also, it wasn't enough to make me go out of the way to see it again. I was just very much excited for it to be on Disney Plus, and then they pushed it back a bit. But I'm excited to watch it tomorrow. But
it's on Disney Plus tomorrow.
I'm
what's
staying
your
up all
rating?
night to watch it. Oh yeah.
Laiba, what's your rating?
I'm gonna say a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I feel like an asshole for giving it a 7.5.
No, it just has a special place in my heart. I love it so much.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely a great
perfect
movie.
in my eyes.
Yeah. Wait, Victoria, what was your rating again? I don't think
it was a 9, and it was mainly for like some of those little inconsistencies of like, I wish they did the signing a little bit more. I wish they paid a little bit more attention to either the deviants or whatever. But like, I really love this movie. That rating can go up each time I view it because I value rewatchability and I really want to rewatch it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, it looks like you're getting canceled this episode.
Ready,
cancel. You need to be able to reach me to cancel me.
6'3", man.
You need to get a ladder to cancel.
You should have rated it 6.3.
That
would have gotten me canceled more. You know,
no, you would have gotten
this episode is brought to you by Johnny's height.
Johnny's height. Fantastic. Yeah, go ahead, Laiba.
Any final thoughts?
No.
No. Go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it.
Go watch Eternals. Yeah,
watch it again.
You literally
listen to this episode
twice.
For spoilers, watch it. If you've seen the movie and you hear us talk about it, watch it.
Watch it, yeah. This
episode.
This is
something we're going to be talking about for a while. Screw Spider-Man.
Screw Spider-Man.
Yeah, screw Spider-Man. Hey, anti-Spider-Man.
It's November. Okay, it's November. We're talking about the Eternals. Okay, December is when
we can start talking about Spider-Man in December.
No, December we'll do Hawkeye. And then what Spider-Man movie?
Yeah. Hey, no, you know what? While Hawkeye's going, we can run through all the old series because like. I think we want to talk about Hawkeye once it's done, right? So I think that'd be a great time to talk about that. Yeah. So, no, the movie was perfect. If you're listening to this podcast, which is going to be longer than usual, you could definitely go see Eternals. Okay, like it's definitely something you could do. So go see it. Go see it as many times as you want. There's a lot to unpack. There are ideas I didn't even get to talk about because there's just way too much. There's just too
We're
much about
gonna
this
do
movie.
another episode about Eternals.
Just about
no.
no. But you can follow us on all our social medias where we do talk about Eternals and all the other Marvel and whatever things we find interesting, which you can find in the link of this episode, the description of this episode, and the links below if you're watching this on Twitch. So yeah, we have Twitch, we have Twitch, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have TikTok. Go follow us there. We talk about Eternals. I'm
Also, be prepared for the amount of content you will be getting from us from tomorrow.
yeah.
Because tomorrow is Disney Day.
Oh yeah, Disney Day.
Oh,
We got.
did
Disney
you guys
Plus
see
Day.
that Obi-Wan leak, by the way?
Oh yeah.
I saw
No.
it when I left the theater and I thought the trailer was out and I was like, what?
Not yet.
I did
But
not
yeah.
see the leak yet.
Yeah.
You
I
will
know
you
there's
guys
gonna be
will
a
probably
lot.
hear me. But
Yeah.
also lately, it's just a lot of simping over Gilgamesh because
Yeah.
daddy.
Yeah,
I'm
currently watching Arcane, which I recommend that you guys all watch Arcane. I'm talking
I need
a lot about.
Netflix first.
We'll get you Netflix. We'll get you Netflix. Watch Arcane, people. I like Arcane. That's my little thing. Again,
I just want to add in a little point that I binged Good Omens in one day on Sunday, and it's
Yeah.
David Tennant,
David Tennant. All right, cool.
favorite white boy.
Yeah.
Demon Boy.
Well, wrapping it up, I am Laiba Hazara. I was your host for today. And I'm also Mixed and Anxious on TikTok. Go ahead. Everybody else.
Oh, by the way, Laiba did do like a little takeover for our Instagram page. So
I did.
Y'all need
Go
to
check
go
that
watch
out.
it.
Yeah.
My
Story
disappointment.
highlights.
yeah, go
From-
check out our story on Voices of Atlas
Instagram.
on Instagram.
I think I need to do that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Johnny, you should do it
Yeah.
next week because
Shang-Chi's
next
mom.
week is our Shang-Chi
My boy. Wait, where's my t-shirt?
episode.
Yeah.
I have been saving my t-shirt to wear.
I
For
feel like
next
I
week
need a
specifically.
shirt.
Yeah,
now.
well, I have a shirt, so yeah, you got.
I can make myself a shirt.
Yeah,
I
do
have
that.
the
Stop it.
materials.
All right. But I am Super Nikendra. You can follow me at Amazing Nikendra on TikTok, Super Nikendra everywhere else. And yeah, all I do is talk about things that I love, and I do the artwork for this stuff. So that's pretty cool. Victoria?
Super fucking cool. Yeah, I'm Victoria at Victoria Organa pretty much everywhere. There's a underscore on Twitter. But
And-
oh no. Oh, I'm back. I'm running low on my iPad battery. But yeah, you can follow me on there. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'll be talking Eternals. Clock app might not want to show it, so come
Clock
check
app.
out my page and
Yeah.
scroll through and check me out.
Yeah.
But also check all of us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Clock app has actually been doing me a favor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Clock apps. I hate the clock app. Anyway, Johnny?
Johnny, where can we find you on the clock app?
Y'all can find me as the Marvelous Johnny on TikTok and Instagram. That is Marvelous with double L's.
Is that because tall has
correct.
2 L's? Is that 'cause-
Yes, Nick.
I figured it out, guys.
Mhm.
I am
Probably not because that's the
done.
original way it was spelt by the Brits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm that 6'3" nerd that you have all been hearing about. Follow me immediately for the video tomorrow where I show my height so
Immediately.
that y'all can stop calling cap on that BS.
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta just.
Here, you want my cap?
Yeah.
God.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for showing up. We appreciate every single one of you guys.
We love all of you who stuck around.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Except for next week.
Woo.